when you through the headphones how it sounds.
Yeah, if you do get away from it, it drops off.
It drops off super fast.
So I will know.
Let me do a little pre-show thing for like the live stream. So this won't actually be on like the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the pre-show.
Yeah, you'll know when we start. I'll let you know when we start.
Okay.
Swearing's fine. We're really just going to cover an overall, synopsis of your world, kind of what's going on in it, all the stuff you've been doing recently.
Okay.
Kind of maybe history stuff. We'll still do our normal show, which you can certainly partake in. Basically, we'll do our introductions, callbacks, any news and stuff like that. So please feel free to chime in because we're going to cover a bunch of different shit. So,
okay.
And then at some point we'll get to the main topic, which will be just kind of having conversation with you.
Cool.
Okay.
Hey, Ransom Pete. Hello, being flat in Australia. Good morning, buddy. Glad you could wake up with us somehow.
What time is it there? Every time I ask that.
I think it's 24 hours wrong from us.
24 hours. It means it's 6 p.m.
He's in the future. 12 hours, I'm sorry.
12, okay, so 6 a.m.
Oh. Tonga's in the house.
I'm not going to lie. I probably wouldn't wake up at 6 a.m.
Base VR in the house. What's going on?
Oh, water would be great. Thank you.
Ben, you got to be on that, buddy.
Yeah, you get podcast daddy looking around.
Yeah, you get water for yourself over there.
Jesus.
Throw me a steak.
Yeah, how's those steaks looking?
These came from Bass Pro, so.
Yo, let me get a steak. You got a fat one in there for your boy? You got scraps?
There wasn't anything left in the
Hey, run out to Bass Pro and grab some more, buddy.
I tried getting him to go to the store earlier. No one wanted to hear it.
What the fuck, dude?
Well, see, this is what happens, young Ben.
Corey ain't one of my scraps.
Yeah.
Good as new.
Survival of the fittest.
You're very welcome. Survival of the fitness. What's going on, everyone, in the old chat room there?
Chat roulette.
I'm not going to warn young Ben about the question.
All right.
He's got to.
We're gonna bombard him with it.
Yeah. Really surprise him.
Yeah. Who's excited about this weekend? I am. Rick Vito, what up?
No one can know.
Ghost images. Someone tell Ben to start thinking of a color now. Ben, start thinking of a color for the sign, buddy.
And not the one that's currently up there.
And not green. And
John
not purple.
Orhala.
Nick the Perry.
Whoa, wrong one.
Time for video.
Just testing the sounds out.
Live with the boys of summer. Revival motoring.
There we go.
That's it.
Live with the boys of summer.
Oh, it would help if I put my fucking headphones on.
Yeah.
Live with the boys of fall.
We're gonna make a winter one.
It's just,
Late with the boys of winter.
it's just going to be,
Winter Wonderland.
we'll just throw young Ben in the snow and make him do a snow angel and record the noise.
Yeah.
Base VR. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
Ben, did you ever get that winter jacket?
Maybe hit me up on Insta.
What do you mean? Last winter, you were never wearing anything besides that sweatshirt. And I
Mhm.
asked you if you got a jacket. Oh, okay.
Got that Carhartt? Shit. Did that come with a Gixxer?
Yeah, you don't have to flex on me that hard, buddy.
No, it came with a farm.
Oh, he's a farm Carhartt. Very
Yeah,
different.
That's why. The farm heart.
Rocks.
To be fair, I never really bought winter jackets until I got much older. And I was like, wow, it's really nice to be warm and dry.
I got a winter jacket last year for like $40 at the Burton Outlet.
Yeah.
And I was just going to give it to young Ben if he didn't have a winter jacket this year.
That's why I kept asking, because I kind of felt bad. I was like, I've been buying a bunch of these things.
We
I don't
could
really need that
put
many.
on a podcast-a-thon to get Ben a jacket.
We put on a podcastathon to get us to Michigan to drive
we were trying to drive tanks.
Minneapolis and Minnesota, wherever the hell it is.
Where are we going to go?
It's an M. I know it is.
Do you have
Yeah.
a tank we could drive? Are you out there listening to our podcast with a tank we could drive?
A literal tank.
An actual tank.
I think I'd rather mow down a bunch of trees in a car.
I didn't know where you were going with that at first. When you said mow down a bunch of, I wasn't quite sure where that was going.
Yeah.
Pedestrians?
No, a bunch of
You can run trees over my side-by-side. It's the best.
yeah, but
Like little trees, not
no,
full,
no,
not
I'm
tank
talking
trees.
I want 10-inch round, it's gonna
We all,
snap.
buddy.
Yeah, We all have to dream for something.
Dare I say stumps? Is
It's
that
good
what
to
you're-
keep it good to keep it reasonable. Jesus.
That just sounds inconvenient.
Well, popping some drinks, popping some Arnold Palmers all around here.
The APs. We need to start. We need hot beverages in here.
We need to get a Keurig. Is that what you want?
Yeah, Keurig.
No, we're gonna get hot apple cider.
Little
You can
tea.
get hot apple cider in a Keurig.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit though.
It's really tasty.
Little
It's
tea,
water
little
through
honey.
powder. That's not real
You
apple
should-
cider.
No, you should
squeeze
try
it.
it sometime.
I've
It's
tried it.
delicious.
It's a bit of.
So young Ben needs
Yummy,
to go
man.
buy.
I got a guy that has a cider factory. I'm going there this weekend. And by factory, I mean he has a farm and he makes cider. You know him. He was our grill master at our last event.
Oh,
Crazy Ben Big Show.
yeah. Speaking of tanks,
Yeah, he might have
probably
a
has
tank.
a couple.
Yeah, I think he probably has a tank.
I'm thinking we can get in that at a rate much cheaper than the other.
Oh,
one.
yeah. Crazy Ben would just bring that by here.
Yeah. You want to take
Corey,
down
being
some trees?
in Flats, wondering if you're okay.
I'm great.
He's better than ever.
Yeah. How is he?
Yeah, how are you? How's Australia, man? Hair's a little crazy down there.
How's the weather right now?
Yeah, isn't it nice? Nice in Australia all the time.
Aussie? I don't know.
Aussie.
There's a lot of
Oi,
things
oi,
that
oi.
scare me there.
Ben
But they
did,
do have Fosters, which is good.
Did Ben crash the hayride tractor yet? He's working on it. He's working on it. They don't actually allow him to
I
drive
was just
it.
going to say, he's not allowed. Ben, did you sort out your, W-2 situation?
There you go.
That's one way to solve it, I guess.
For those of you that didn't catch last week's,
Yeah.
Ben has 2 jobs at the same company.
Two
Yeah,
pay
with-
stubs.
2 pay stubs, and he works consistently over 50 hours. Some would say they're skirting labor laws. Dude, there's definitely labor laws.
Yeah.
This
This
is-
is America.
I was just going to say, this is America.
Is that what they tell you? I mean, if it is what they tell you, it is what they tell you.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for you,
I
man.
Yeah,
know,
man,
it's
I
good.
want you making triple minimum wage. Being Flat says the weather is improving slowly towards summer
Oh, man.
right now. It's
Yes, we're improving slowly towards summer too.
very slowly.
Very slowly over time.
Yeah.
Ben up the boost on the tractor and put it through the pig throws, probably. Ben's an independent vendor. Get him that 1099. You gotta pay your own tax, boy. Damn. Poor Ben. He's making more than minimum wage, guys.
I'm happy for him. That's great.
He's not making that here.
Mm-mm. I dare say none of us are.
No.
Anyway. What else is going on?
I don't know. How was your day?
It was luxurious.
Oh,
Was it
perfect,
really?
Dude, perfect. Took that luxurious ride from Western Mass to Providence.
Wasn't bad. It's quick.
Yeah, it's a good ride. Up 90, then
That's
146.
Surprisingly, I
dangerous
come
road.
out this way a lot.
Do you really?
Racers Equipment Warehouse.
Okay.
I'm pick up material there. They're
Where's
in
that?
Warwick.
Okay.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Beautiful Warwick.
The more
have
you
to,
know.
We'll have to venture over there. It
Yeah.
just sounds fun.
Yep. They actually have quite a bit of stuff.
Really?
Yeah, good inventory.
And here I am.
All
Fucking
right.
ordering stuff like that.
Amazon left and right over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Right?
Race fuel.
Yeah. Yep. They stock
What?
VP.
That was the place. They got VP in stock. We can buy it by the barrel.
Dude, I have like 2 gas stations near my house that have race fuel.
Really?
Yeah.
Out here they do?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Not at the
debunked.
pump. Not at the pump.
Oh, okay. Like, what do they
Ju-
sell? 5 gallons of
juggos.
like C16?
Yeah, they got jugs.
Yeah.
Is there a pump guy, Ben?
All
That's
right.
never
Well,
gonna
we
happen.
met Sean.
If there's anything I know about Sean is he's not listening to your advice.
Yeah. He's actually really concerned for your well-being.
Yeah, he's very concerned about you. Is he knocking down the puppy store? Did they finally let him? I heard the town wasn't going to let him.
The puppy store? That sounds
I
terrible.
was going to say, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
It's still full of puppies, but
I
it's
was
going
gonna
down.
say, what the hell kind of...
That's a monster. He's knocking down the puppy store? It's like a door grooming spot. And it's like the shittiest building ever, but somehow the town was like, nah, that's historic.
Really?
Like, dude, it's been vacant for like years.
Yeah.
It was built in 84.
It's
Wildly
historic.
historic.
It was that one good year.
Do you guys have E85 out here at the pump?
No, nowhere in Rhode Island does, which is
Whack.
his Seekonk.
I was just
That's
gonna
where
say
everybody
Seekonk.
drives for it.
Okay.
Probably what's that? 15 minutes from here, if
Oh.
that.
From here, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah.
No.
Closest
And that's
to me
also-
is the Pike.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they got it on the Pike itself,
Charlton,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
Oh, geez.
45
I
minutes
broke
from
down
Yeah.
there, got my car tuned there, got my car painted there.
Right.
Had a lot of me and Charlton.
Go
Had
way
some
back.
times. We've had some
You guys are
times.
boys.
Big shout out to everybody, Charlton. Big shout out to Turbo Mike, Cove, all the boys out there.
Shouts to the boys.
Yeah,
The,
all my boys
um,
locked up.
I think the only reason the one in Seekonk is there is because Seekonk Speedway is literally 5 minutes from there.
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sean's gonna put it in Situate. Big shout out to Sean. Always concerned about young Ben's health and well-being.
Yeah.
Young
As
Ben,
we all should be.
young Ben walking that store straight up anti-mask,
Yeah.
showing him his grill.
Desperately asking us if he's okay.
Yeah, Sean's like, you know this kid, Diesel Dave. We want a little more volume from the King himself.
Oh.
Josh, can you dial the King's volume up?
Yeah. Brandon, can you give me some lyrical?
Is this good?
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Was that a good test?
Yeah.
That's sounding much better. Much better. It's
That
such a
works.
weird thing. It's like, oh, what would you like me to say?
Yeah.
I think we're good.
You
Yeah,
want
I
to?
think we're ready to
start
go.
this
I think
thing?
we're ready to party.
Should we give him the talk?
Ooh.
I did.
Okay,
Unless there's
the
anything
top
else.
secret talk.
Yeah. No, we're good.
Okay,
Swearing's fine.
Okay.
there's no talk.
We
There's no bus
There's
stuff.
really-
right?
Turns out there's no talk.
I don't, we just the only thing we really try to not do is throw companies people directly into the bus.
Oh yeah,
That-
no,
they
for
didn't-
sure.
Inadvertently.
No, they try not to do that. I've been trying to do it for episodes and episodes, and I just can't.
Keeps
Hasn't-
getting shot down.
Hasn't caught down. Hasn't caught up yet.
I lost power at my house again.
Oh Jesus, we
Yeah.
lost power today too.
what?
Western Mass did too. I guess it's going around.
Yep.
Wait.
It seems fine outside.
I know. Well, yeah.
Can you check
It's
if your
coming
house
this
lost
way.
it, or if it's fucking just my house?
I just got a text. We lost power too.
Oh
Oh, no.
Jesus.
And I'm right
Yeah,
there.
This may not last that long.
yeah, this may be a very short
This might be
podcast.
the
Oh
short-
boy,
Huh.
that would suck. Although you lost power
Yeah.
not too long ago, last week,
Yeah. And
wasn't
we
it?
didn't
That's-
hear.
and it wasn't here. So
Let's hope it stays that way.
fingers are crossed.
Ah, boy.
All right, let's
Yeah.
get this party started.
Yeah,
Let's
might
get
as
this party
well
started.
record something. Welcome, everybody. I'm Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Hu
Hey-o.
and Corey.si.
Hello, hello.
In studio today, we have Mr. Brandon Furchess,
What's going on?
the LS4KING.
Oh yeah.
He's going to walk us through what an LS4 is.
I'll tell you what it is.
And then a lot of his, dare I say, escapades in that world. Doing some cool stuff over there, some fab stuff, some race stuff, getting pulled over, all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about that. We have young Ben in the corner working his third job of the day. Fourth job.
job.
Fourth job of the day.
How did we miss one?
I didn't even want to know what the third job is.
What?
What did you,
You have
start-
another
you started
job?
another job?
Doing
What are you doing?
He's doing orders for what?
What's good?
What's good?
Hey, what's good?
What is it? Is that delivery service? What do they deliver? Weed?
Farm stuff? Is it the farm again?
Oh my God.
Is this
So
your
wait,
third
hold
W2
on.
from the farm?
Breaking news.
They pay you separately for that as well, right?
Okay. So it's not a third job. You're just doing a different task at work. Corey's completely lost it.
Jesus.
It's just over young Ben.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
That's hard to hear.
Yeah. Wow. All right. That's really going to put a curveball in the start to this show, young Ben.
oh boy. Okay, well I gotta go make a phone call.
You
Because
make a
my
phone call.
power's out. You guys
Okay.
We're
I
gonna
get some
figure out
callbacks.
what color young Ben wants us to assign to. So it's
That'll
gonna be a
be
shock
first.
for you when you come back.
Yeah.
Ben,
Young
hit
Ben.
me. Gold.
Gold.
Ooh.
Wow. It will. We'll figure it out.
Is that a bit too orange?
Ben, I got to say, it's probably the most creative one you've ever given us. That's good?
Is that close enough?
All right. All
Okay.
right, now hit us.
Why gold?
There you
Goal
go.
for
I
our
like that.
guest. with the Kings.
Holy shit.
Yeah, see? He's on point.
Bravo, young Ben.
Ben,
Bravo.
seriously, you redeemed yourself after months of nothing. You've really come through. I'm genuinely proud. Thank you.
You've nailed your 4th job for the day.
What is that?
I
That
assume that's
rain?
rain. Yeah. And I assume that's why power is out everywhere.
Okay. All right.
This is going to be a very interesting podcast if that is the case. Thankfully, we still have power. We're going to continue as long as we do so. With that said,
If anyone can hear that in the background.
have any callbacks?
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
Well, I certainly do.
Okay, good.
It just an enormous shout out to Tubby and his crew, MPR, minimum payment racing, at the Bloodmasters Invitational. I mean, second place is just incredible. Out of I believe it was 22 teams.
Yeah, I think that's
He couldn't say enough things about this event and how much fun he had, and I believe he
enough
said,
positive stuff.
and that's not just from him, from a lot of people we've talked to.
Basically, I got my hair cut today. Shouts to Jake. Shouts to Street Heat. They were also in attendance, and he literally almost mirrored and reflected the exact same stuff that Tubby said.
Yeah.
Without saying it together.
And I believe Tubby said that was the best driving he's ever done, or the best time he's ever had driving, or something to that effect, or the best driving he's ever done.
Yep.
Man, hell of a time to do it, man.
Right. That's a.
It's a good time to do it.
It's a good stage to do it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But man, I'm jealous of the pyro.
I know.
The pyro was so cool.
Legit pyrotechnics. Like,
Yeah.
like that's a level.
Yeah.
That's a vibe, if you will.
It's certainly a vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
But just shout out to them. They did a great job. I'm happy for Tubby and his crew. Everyone who got to do.
Looked super cool. Looked like it was a great time. I mean, they pretty much went from, what was that, all of Saturday and into Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, with competition, different table competition, and then the tandem or team drifts to end it all that night, I believe,
Yeah.
on Saturday. Looked pretty cool. I didn't know like all the stuff that they were going to do. Like that team one, that's the first time I've ever seen that. I know it's a thing, but it's the first time I've ever actually seen it with 3 people trying to be close to each other, at speed.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they do tandem stuff all the time on open track days and stuff.
Yeah, I seen that. A few like people get together and
But
do
you got to
it
work
for a
in
lap or
conjunction
two.
for this year.
But yeah, this is quite good.
The other thing he brought up, he said, is the overwhelming sense of community there from everyone, even though everyone's kind of competing against each other.
Yep.
Everyone was also out to help each other there to make sure everyone can get back on track in time.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Jake said the exact same thing because
Yeah.
he blew his transmission.
Yeah.
And he's like, what I couldn't believe was just how many people were there to help. Hey,
Yeah.
what do you need? You have something? Are you missing this? Hey, we have this. Like,
Yeah, tools,
people he doesn't
parts,
even know.
whatever.
Yeah. Everybody
Knowledge,
was there.
time.
Exactly. To get the other people right back out on track. So
I don't know. I'm amped.
shouts to that. I don't even have any other callbacks, so we're gonna. Do you have any more?
I don't know if I do right now. Let me just check my notes that I should have had open. Shame on me.
Well, you know what? While you're doing that,
Yeah.
I skipped something.
Uh-oh.
But second, this episode is brought to you by us, Revival Motoring. You can actually go to our website, revivalmotoring.com right now. You can buy yourself a couple different versions of sticker packs. You can pre-order a long sleeve Revival Motoring 2020 long sleeve t-shirt in blue. People have asked for alternative colors.
It is not black. It is a blue shirt.
This is
Get
your
on
chance.
it.
This is your chance.
This is your chance. If this doesn't go well,
I'm never
black
gonna-
from here on out.
Seriously, like
You know how much convincing it took to get Josh to do a non-black
it was,
shirt?
Like it just and a matter of fact, I even made a black version and was like, I don't know if I want to put both of these up.
I think blue works. Honestly, I'm not just touting the old non-black shirt, but I think blue works best.
For this logo, yeah. 100%.
Listen, get on it. Let's make it
So,
happen, people.
That pre-order is up right now. That's going to last till about the 17th. So you get about 10 more days to snag one of those, and then it will be gone for good.
Forever.
Just like 2020. So
Can't wait.
After you visit our website, you can visit our YouTube channel, where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Then leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Between our podcast videos and print magazine, we produce content on a weekly basis. We are able to do that because of your support. So visit the webpage and grab something. Thank you very much. Oh, we're also going to have air fresheners. They're ordered. They're being printed, so I'll have some new ones.
What do we
Those-
go with for air fresheners?
Boxy is beautiful.
A square?
Yeah.
Oof,
Yeah. Just
I can't
nice,
wait.
simplistic Boxy's beautiful square. If those all go well, maybe we'll make a white.
What? What's that?
Oh, shit. I can't even remember.
I mean, it's got to be cherry.
I think it was something red.
Something
100%.
red.
It was
Strawberry,
either cherry or strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mm.
I might have went strawberry because I think we picked cherry before.
Did we?
Yeah.
I can't wait to stack those up in the polo.
Just thousands. So, yeah, that is that. Any more callbacks?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Want to get into some news? And
Yeah.
Might as well. Oh, Chuck may have callbacks. He's walking back in the room. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of drama happening right now. No.
I'll tell you what. I looked outside. It's like lightning and giant storm. It's crazy outside right now.
Well, thankfully, we're in a large building almost directly in the center of it. So if something does go down, it's going to come from above.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. And then my house lost power, and I just had to walk my wonderful wife through starting the generator, which is really not friendly to do. So
Right. Did it
Fired up first time, right?
so it only took like 12 pulls of the old ripcord.
Oh, boy.
So, okay.
Well, hopefully it's started. She's safe, and you guys can power up the fridge.
I heard a big crash and her phone went out, so I think she's
Yeah. Should call back momentarily.
Yes. So while you were gone, we
Yes,
decided
sir.
to talk about callbacks. Do you have any?
Yeah, I got all sorts of callbacks. But going back and forth to K-Ball at 12, I don't know if you guys mentioned it. He had like a second-gen Viper all day today for some reason.
I didn't even know.
Absolute hilarity.
Oh, man.
Beautiful car. I really want to get involved in it. Sprinklers came out of my house somehow. I didn't even know how that's possible.
Sprinklers.
Yeah, I don't know.
What in the hell?
So yeah, he's been driving that around all day. It's red. It looks super sweet. God bless. So that's, you know how I feel about Vipers, especially early ones.
We were tagged multiple times in a Viper trailer combo. I don't know if you've seen that for
Yes, yeah,
85 grand, the ACR Viper.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Vipers are hilarious, man. I don't know. And we
But
keep on getting tagged in like big turbo ones, which keep it coming because those are fun.
I mean, how often?
We got tagged in a 3,000 horsepower one.
yeah, there's a few of those.
Death on wheels.
3,000 horsepower?
I mean,
What do you
how
do with
often? I don't know. What do you think you do with that?
Same stuff Bullseye does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Highway roll racing, man. Come on.
So
Mexico.
it's not very often where you get a chance to buy a Viper in a one-off trailer that can't be used for anything but that
But that Viper.
Is it purple?
No, it's black and red.
Wait, what do you mean? The trailer's
The
finished?
trailer
So the
was
trailer-
fitted for the Viper.
Yeah,
it's
for
like
the
doors.
it's like a helmet for the Viper.
Yeah, it's so
Such a
specific.
bad idea.
It's just it's like pointless.
If
other
you
than
like
having
change
that.
the pitch of the wing, can't use the trailer
Right,
anymore.
yeah, it's
Done.
it's one. And I think you have some compartments, dare I say, towards the front.
Okay.
That's the only bit that's like squared. The front squared, and it comes up, and it's not very high. It's under my height, for instance, and then just goes straight, and then shapes into the rest of the Viper towards the end. So yeah, it's
Totally useless except for that Viper. That's a great track car.
yeah.
I don't know.
It would be a very special setup.
Also, a bunch of people know that Katie Designs is our new neighbor in our building, which is awesome.
Yep.
Kyle from Katie's one of the best. They do a bunch of cool shit, including modifying ruckuses. And like I walked in today, and they had damn near a dozen.
Yeah.
I think there's 8. So that's up there.
Is that can we call you know how there's like a murder of geese?
Yes.
Can we call
Is a flock of ruck
a
eye.
flock?
Yeah. Flock of rock guy. Yeah. There
So
you
they had
go.
a flock of ruck eye when I went in there, and I was bullshitting with them before I came in here, which I always do. And they're like, "You want to go riding?" And I was like,
What an interesting term.
I'll go riding. I can't go that far, but if I'm riding, I want to take the 3-wheel ruckus on-air ride with a Puerto Rican flag on the back that somehow Kyle owns now, which
Yeah.
is fucking amazing.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't
Because
know.
he's trying to change it to a Polish flag, so I have to buy it.
Yeah.
Which I think is fucking hilarious. So we went for a ride down Waterfront over here, which is just like dead straight. Oh, there's a couple turns before it. I'll tell you what, man. Those things are loud as hell. Not very fast, but faster than they should be. And I've never driven a vehicle that turns so poorly at speed. I almost straight lined it into the oil tanks over there.
At speed, roughly.
The Speedo said I was going 70. No way. Maybe 50.
I think the
didn't even
video
think
I
it'd be
saw
that.
of him said you guys going like 33.
Larry Bird, baby. Yeah, I'm sure the fact that it has like 20-inch wheels on it and air ride probably doesn't help.
And stretch tires.
It is hilarious. I mean, don't tell the man, but they're all 150 cc, so way faster than they should be.
Yeah.
I drove a 180 cc one the other day. That shouldn't be allowed on the road. So I got it's a big long straight, so we're maxing them out, and it starts like sputtering and dying on me. And then I look down at the wild ass gauge cluster this thing has on it. It's totally customized. It's stretched, 3 wheels, etc.
Yeah.
And it's just flashing the fuel light, and I'm like, I'm out of fuel. So. Yeah, I drove it to the fuel station. It took like $1.50 worth of gas.
And now you're good for another
Fill it up.
200 miles.
It's fun. They're trying to sell me one, obviously, because that's what they do, and they're the best. But it's literally K car, K truck money. And you know I'm a sucker for a K car, K truck. Like, you're gonna spend $3,000 on a ruckus and $4,000 to make it hilarious. I don't think so.
Kyle was explaining it to me a couple weeks ago and just showing
people
me some
people
of the
that are about
mounts.
it are fine. I know I'm gonna get killed on a motorcycle, and I don't want it to be a ruckus.
I'm in at $250.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. 250, maybe 175 is where I happy.
Yeah.
But because I was just trying to figure out, all right, what would I use this for,
Right.
other than, going to hit up the store.
Oh, absolutely. Can you randomly save this on that as well? I'm just worried we're going to lose this. Can you just randomly hit save every 3 seconds?
I can't.
You can't?
No. So that's the
What
shit
if you
thing.
hit stop and start again?
If I hit stop and start, we have that begin one. You know,
Yeah.
we'd have to restart. The
Yeah, but
whole
at least
thing.
people will have 5 minutes that we can put out.
That's true.
All right, do it.
We could do that. So
We're going to do that periodically.
Yeah.
We're traveling through time. We'll be right back.
So give us a moment.
It'll be fine on YouTube. And we're YouTube exclusive right now.
And
we're back.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And
We're
that
just-
never happened.
Yeah. Purposely doing
We
this.
should do that a couple times because
that's a good point.
it looks like the world is ending outside.
We'll do it with every section. So let's finish the callbacks and we'll save it at news. And
Boys, I got so many goddamn callbacks.
Okay, yeah, let's keep it going. So callback number 2.
Oh, if you do have a ruckus though, and you want to customize it, even though we just talked about how silly it is a lot of fun. Katie Designs Rhode Island does it, and they're doing it all the goddamn time. Every time I go in that shop, there's more ruckuses.
Yeah, and all
Rockeye.
swaps, air ride, anything you can think of.
Dude, they'll do it.
Wheels that look like RSs.
Dude, you name it.
It's just like,
the Rockeye's going to have
there's
it.
so much shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Gucci seats.
I was able to use the Chuck system last week.
Oh boy, I didn't even know this was in play.
Chuck system works on everything, not just buying used cars, folks. I got a fight with my propane company.
I know about that.
Oh god.
I had quickly I was getting effed by my propane company.
Yeah.
I got a new tank of propane, which is really paying off right now because I don't have any power in my house and my generator's running on it. They drop off 120 gallons, charge me $6 a gallon. If anybody knows anything about propane, that's about more than double.
Yep.
They track it. Like the state tracks it. I pull it up. It's $270. I went to war with them. Anyways, end of the day, I'm paying $350 for it now. Shout out to the God. I'm telling you, just keep pushing, man. Keep pushing.
It worked.
It'd be a wicked long story. It was really funny, but this isn't my propane podcast. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah. Well, at least you get to flex the Chuck system muscle because you haven't really had to do that in a long time.
Dude, I could tell they were screwing me just by how meek the woman was on the phone. I was like, "How much am I paying a gallon?" She's like, "Well, it looks like about $5.89 a gallon." I was like, "Uh-oh."
Something doesn't seem right. That's basically the same approach I took with my insurance company when it was just like, well, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, when you were on the old system.
Yeah, on the old, exactly. And it's, you could almost hear the person on the other side scratching their head coming up with something to say.
Yes. Just so you know, if you're leasing propane tanks off your propane company, they're 100% fucking you on propane. Call them up, tell them to pick up the tank, or give you a reasonable rate. It'll work.
Yeah.
It just did. Also, I have trunk or treat in my notes. Did you mention that? We're going to do one?
Yes.
No dates yet, but we're going to do one.
That's one is coming. So one thing that's definitely coming up, and no matter what,
Big donut.
there will be a magazine release day on October 25th.
Total release.
Full release. The potential thought that my wife and I had was that
On Sunday?
Saturday, the 25th, or maybe it's the 24th.
24th is my birthday.
Oh, is it?
Come on,
which
dog.
is a Saturday, which is Khabib versus Justin Gaethje. So I ain't leaving the house.
Well,
I'll come here for my birthday.
I mean, either way, that won't be till late. We're not gonna,
I think they're doing it early
Oh, is
for
it?
the
They're doing
UK
it
crowd.
whenever you schedule this magazine
Yeah,
release
so
date.
trunk or treat. Well, magazine that'll happen on. I'm sorry, if it's the 24th. Yeah, it's
I think
Saturday.
trunk or treat. I was thinking later on.
So, I'd almost not want to do 2 events week back to back.
Just doing one shot.
Yeah, I could move the release to the 30. Well, that'd be Halloween.
No, you could move it to the Friday,
The
29th,
30th.
30th.
Well, I was thinking be here all day
It'd be spooky.
for the release.
You're going to be here all day.
Extra
Yeah,
spooky.
because I was going to do it
That is
basically
spooky.
get here at like lunchtime, set up the booth, and sit out there with like a 6-pack and some magazines by myself,
All right, we'll make it happen.
and hope
Yeah.
people come by. So on the 24th is when I was thinking of doing that, and that's why we had the tentative. Wasn't quite sure on the.
I mean,
trunk or
people could
treat.
drop off my birthday presents.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be a good day to do it.
Celebration. Bring cakes.
Bring cakes.
Everybody who is not young Ben can drive one.
Young Ben can. Yeah, he's going to have to walk a cake to my house.
But yeah, the 24th, which I believe is that Saturday.
Good day.
Uh,
Strong day.
I was thinking of literally setting up the booth outside and sitting there with a table, have some magazines for sale. We won't have too many. We did order extra, but basically the remaining stock will be in hand, and that'll determine what hits the website. Just be kind of a good reason for people to come on by. We can't obviously have a release party like we did. Now I say last year, which seems like
February.
yeah, it was in February, which was a whole nother world at the time, which was great. We just can't do that again, obviously, for obvious reasons. So the alternative is to have basically a release day. And then we're thinking about piggybacking the trunk or treat that night, which would probably realistically be like, I don't know, 4:30 to 6:30 or something like
It's
that.
gonna rock.
Strong.
Yeah. something
Adult
along
trunk
those
or
lines.
treat. No, I'm kidding.
Costume contest for sure.
Costume contest for adults, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially,
What kind of horror are you going to be?
Yeah, at least I'm gonna close the best. Bring it.
don't tell. There's a certain somebody who spells his name like baloney
Yeah.
that
Yeah, he was going to wear Monday clothes anyway.
we've
Yeah.
seen what he does at, certain camps. But yeah, that's the tentative thought. We'll sort out the trunk stuff, but that'll be the release day on the 24th.
Put him in the trunk.
That's what we got.
Sweet.
Oh, and that was the other thing is that we'll kind of put out there when we do know the date and all the details. If anybody wants to hard park with their vehicle, dress it up a bit and hand out candy, or have a bowl of candy, because I don't even know what we're fucking allowed to do.
No, you can well, it's hard parking only. First off, it's only hard parking.
Hard parking only.
That's
That
that's
means
one of the state rules.
nothing
only
straight,
hard parking.
squared up on an angle, 15 degrees at least.
Yep. Turn the wheels. Air it out.
Cranks, wheels cranked. You got to have bass tubes.
Gotta have bass too.
Volume has to be at least 12.
Yep.
And you're just giving out some candy.
Giving out
Maybe we
candy
can have a
potatoes.
not a Snickers.
Ooh, Reese's Eat Off.
eating
There you
contest
are.
that day.
This turned out to be a hell of a day. This is a hell of a Saturday.
This is gonna
hell
be
of a birthday.
It's Chuck's birthday bash.
Can't wait.
So that's the tentative stuff. We'll put that out on social media when we know all the details.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's somewhat of a callback.
I have a deep thought.
Yes.
Everybody bitches about the car companies that pump the sound in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever been in a car where it sounds great, you can't hear it? I get a car like that, and now I get it. You should too.
It's never bothered me.
Yeah, I don't
Never
mind
bothered me at all.
So my F10 sounds amazing, but I've never heard it because I've never been outside of the car. And it's just like, even with all the windows down, it's just like, meh.
Yeah.
It's just weird, man. They pumped that in for me, maybe I could hear it a little bit better.
The I don't know if the Supra pumped anything back in.
The Super just sounded crazy. It was small.
It was
It's just this. It's a 5 Series, so it's all airtight, and I
Right.
don't know. So I started it up when Rob from Den Patrol was at my house. He's like, "Do all your cars sound good?" I was like, "Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard this one. I've heard it once behind it when someone else is driving it, but
right.
I get it, man. I feel for everybody out there. You get that big V8 turbo sounding good for everybody else but you. It's sad.
Sacrifices.
That was my deep thought.
Any other callbacks?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I think we can get into Cue the boys.
Get that going here.
News.
The news.
Let's see.
I got one about a victory for America.
Okay. Well, we need that.
Victory for America. In my town, in my state, there was a license plate FK gas on a
Yes.
Tesla, which obviously stood for fake gas.
Fake gas. Yes.
And they just won in court. It was to try to take that plate away. It was violating the owner's First Amendment right. And you can have whatever plate you want in Rhode Island now.
Except Nurple.
Well, I don't know. We're trying for Nurple again.
Gonna give it a shot.
The whole case revolved around there's a whole list of plates that were chosen by the DMV
Mm-hmm.
for just willy-nilly. And that's what this whole case fought against.
Yep.
And they lost hard. So I think it's going to become, it happened in Maine where
Free
somebody
state,
gets
I was
sued.
gonna say,
It's
yeah.
going to become free balling, whatever plate you want.
Live free or die too.
So I might just leave my purple license plate at AAA
Yep.
and then get my Nurple license plate that I got denied for by the unjust Rhode Island DMV system.
I'm thinking that the whole change may take some time.
It might take some time,
Might take some time.
but sometimes the best changes do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, victory for mankind.
Maine is pretty willy-nilly with their plates. You can kind of just do whatever
Maine,
you
you
want.
can do whatever you want, but they get sued.
Yeah.
It
Some
was
of the
another
ones that-
Tesla guy, I think, too.
Some of the ones that we've seen from Maine that people have tagged us in are literally like,
Shouts to Pottle.
fuck you. Like, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
plates
You
that
can
just-
you can have that plate in
Yeah.
Maine. You're going to be able to have that plate in Rhode Island, too. So, take that, you
get
bastards.
your fill out your paperwork now with whatever you want.
Yeah, hopefully it gets...
Get it ready.
I mean, they got beat. They got the shit kicked out of them. It
Right,
was
it
a great
wasn't even
article. Great
It
article.
wasn't even a contest.
What else you got?
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
How we often talk about Hyundai.
Yes.
They put out, I guess, a new i20.
Okay.
So now a 2021 Hyundai i20N has been teased.
Ooh.
So this thing is going after the Ford Fiesta ST, Polo GTI, etc. But it was just another thing because I'm recently obsessed with small little hatchbacks of this nature. So
it's like the Veloster N, just smaller?
just smaller. Yep.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. I didn't read far enough to know if it's a any chance it's going to come to America. Oh, no. The Hyundai i20N will go on sale in Europe next spring and will rival the Ford Fiesta ST and VW Polo GTI. That should
Yeah,
have been
because
dead
when you said
giveaway anyway.
Fiesta and Polo, I was like, well, neither of those are here in
Are
the
here,
U.S.
Right. So
And we have the Veloster, which is doing super well here.
there's a cool little video of the thing being teased and shown, of course. But, yeah, if only.
I mean, we got the Veloster. We got it here. It's a cool little car.
Yeah,
People
we
can
talked last week. It looks cool.
yeah,
Wow,
it looks
this
cool. Sounds good. It
Veloster?
rips.
This thing would be a 1.6 liter gas engine, obviously, making 201 horsepower.
There we go.
Fun little buggy if it only made its way here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you look at the enormous power gap between that and the Veloster N,
Yeah.
I think we
What's
made
the
out better
Veloster
here.
N?
It's we're nearing 300.
Okay.
So I think we made out better.
I just like the little stuff now.
Like
I
ultra
really-
little?
Just
Yeah.
tiny.
'Cause
Like
the Veloster N is
little
not a big
class.
vehicle.
No, even
It makes the
smaller.
GTI look big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that is big now.
It is big.
I mean, you're a little guy. I'm
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
guy. I
just
like
fine.
little
Just a
cars.
little
You know
car.
what I mean?
Yeah. I want to feel. I want to feel like it's
Everybody's
giving-
we're all Donkey
I
Kong
want-
in these things.
You don't feel like you're wearing it?
It's like being
Oh,
on the
yeah, yeah.
three-wheel ruckus. I
Just
felt totally at home on
like
that
it's
thing.
giving me a constant light hug.
Yeah.
Just the entire time.
Does anybody really make like a micro little hatchback anymore, though? Now that Scion's
Smart.
gone, I mean, what's left?
There was the
The
Fiat,
Fiats,
but I
those
don't even know if
500s and
they-
the Abarths.
Does Toyota have the IQ?
IQ.
Yeah, but that IQ's
Yeah.
gone, right?
Is it gone?
Well, because
I
that was
think
part of
so.
the Scion line, wasn't it? Was
Well,
the IQ?
It was, and then it migrated over to the Toyota line, and
Oh.
they sold it under their umbrella for a little bit. But I don't know if they're still
The
selling it.
Yaris, isn't that
You
the
get an
Yaris?
intern to look this kind of stuff up.
Yeah, it'd be great, right?
Young Ben's full of sleep over
Yeah.
there.
He's tired from working his
Fourth job.
17 jobs.
Yeah, but at least he doesn't have to drive from place to place because all his jobs are at the same location.
They all pay him differently.
Very, very
But they
true.
spell his name different on each check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no minis. Yeah, there's not a lot of micro anything. Now
No.
that gas is cheap.
Yeah, because
everybody-
minis aren't mini anymore.
no, they're bigs.
Yeah.
Even trucks, like a Silverado's huge now.
Huge.
Enormous.
Park
yeah.
a Silverado next to like a K-Series, and it's like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're a fan of the bow tie boys, I see.
Ugh,
Yeah. I guess we'll get there, right?
long heritage in the family.
Yeah. This isn't like breaking news, but it came up in my news feed for some reason. It probably knows because it just reads everything in my phone that I'm an enormous E34 M5 fan.
Yep.
Probably one of the very few. But we talk about Gordon Murray all the time. When he set out to build the F1, he went to BMW's N division and talked to a gentleman named by Paul Roche. I believe that's how you say it.
Paulie Roche.
Paulie Roche to help him out to get an engine.
Yep.
And what they came up with was a 618 horsepower. Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh, Corey's getting a phone call.
I'm screening the call. Should I pick it up as the telemarketer?
No,
How do I get out of here?
we can't patch it in.
So 618 horsepower, 6.1 liter V12. We all know it. So it's dubbed the BMW S70/2.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they needed to test out the engine. They built this incredible engine. And what do they put it in? They put it in an E34 M5 wagon.
Hey, really?
They put it in an E34 M5 wagon.
That's a play.
Makes a ton of sense because there's no fabrication. It just kind of, I mean, I'm sure there's fabrication, but like,
Slap it in.
I'll slap it right in, right? LS swap everything, right?
Exactly,
You get it? Yeah.
Exactly.
got
But
a
it's
big
already
six,
BMW
little
engine, right?
Big
Goes right in
straight
there.
Six. Take a V12 all day.
And it's recently come out via Chris Harris's podcast that BMW is still in possession of this vehicle.
Yeah.
Well, which podcast was it? Damn you, Harris.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the gentleman's
all right.
name. But anyway, they still have it, but they're not bringing it to the public eye for people to see. It's like in a private stash of test mule vehicles only.
Right.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see what that engine looks like in the engine bay.
I can only imagine.
Because I can see what it looks like in the F1, right?
Well, S38's a big boy,
Huge boy.
but it's the same length as a V12.
Yeah. But take that
It's got the
F38.
V's, but you got. I mean, but they usually put V8s in those cars, so you get the width.
Yeah.
You get the length and the width. It probably fit fine.
Length and width, is that what you tell her?
That's all that matters,
Yeah.
buddy. No, it's big in metric.
yeah. But I mean, 6.1 liter V12. Bet it
Yeah.
sounds good
Oh
too.
my god,
bet
that
sounds
thing's gonna
okay.
sound
Bet
phenomenal.
it sounds really good.
It's just a
I
big.
get giddy.
Speaking of engines, boys,
Yeah.
gentlemen, start your underwhelming engines. The second generation of the Subaru BRZ is coming by the end of the year,
Oh, I'm so excited.
and they're wondering: is it going to be an update or a refresh? Is it going to be like a 1.5 generation?
Yep.
It looks like it's going to get the Subaru ass ends beefy 2.4 liter engine, and that's going to bring that mother effer up to 260 whole horsepower. So get ready, Super. We're coming for you.
What's the 4-cylinder Supra? I can't remember.
300.
Is it 3?
But
Is
anyways,
it that much? A 4-cylinder one?
I
mean,
thought so.
I just-
maybe it's 260. But anyways, the BRZ's coming back with a vengeance. The old Subaru Breeze. Friend of stance kids everywhere.
255
Oh, no way.
on
So it
the
might be
4-cylinder Supra.
well, that's pretty sad that this ass end engine's as much as the 4-cylinder
So
Super
that's
engine.
what I was wondering. Is just
Might
'cause-
have a real competition in our hands.
right. So how is that?
I
in
thought the
our-
4-cylinder Super's dumb too, but not as dumb as a BRZ. But if the BRZ gets that much horsepower, I mean, Super Boys, what are they going to do with that? Isn't 260 horsepower what the STI has?
I honestly
Jesus.
don't even know.
That rear wheel drive, what are they going to do?
Subaru.
That thing's going to be
ST.
upside. That's going to be paint side down everywhere.
it's just going to be mud flaps in the air.
Subaru's going to have a hard look in the mirror if their turbo performance motor is making 300 horsepower and their mid-size truck engine 4-cylinder is making 260.
All right, STI.
Tough,
lineup.
long, hard look in the mirror. 310 the SDI? Young Ben from the wings. Yeah, but that's probably, first off, they're probably lying. Second off, for how long? Just had a head gasket puts in, needs a new head gasket.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I don't even want to call it dilemma.
A fully built Kalen GTR said a fully built STI sees 400 wheel horsepower.
A fully built STI.
Jesus, that's terrible. Once again, for how long? And 400. I mean,
400. Like, I don't
That's
know
on
what he
the
means
dyno
by
jet.
Well, yeah, what's their definition of fully built?
built. Right.
Intake
Full-
and exhaust.
Full
full bolt on, baby.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No, a fully built STI. That's probably to make 400 to the wheels on an STI. That's probably fully forged motor, biggest turbo you can put on it. It probably makes it for 100 RPM.
I don't know because our Subaru buddy who was on,
Yes.
did his swap,
Mm-hmm.
and even now on a base, I forgot what it made. It was 3 and change, I think. Base tune. He has to get bigger. I think he has to get bigger injectors or something like that, and then he can tune it properly for power. But they're predicting 400, and that's not fully built. So I don't know
Piston and
what-
rods with a big spoolie. That's fully built.
Jesus. Okay.
It's pretty light.
Aim high.
Being honest.
Aim high. Set your goals high.
Hey, that's all right. Fully built almost makes double the horsepower of their NA6. No, not even. Yeah, if it's wheel. Anyway, I'm sure it's going to be a letdown, but it's coming out. So everybody get ready. Put your deposits down now for your brand new Subaru Breeze.
Is that relationship? They still have a relationship with Toyota?
I don't think so now. That
I think
FRS is gone.
Toyota. I think Toyota owns part of Subaru. If we're honest, Toyota owns part of Fuji Heavy Industries,
Okay.
and they own Subaru.
Okay. So maybe that's why, because
Incestuous
like it's
relationship.
just because like it's almost direct competition. The 4-cylinder Subaru in that, and then obviously the 86. So if the BRZ is being updated, I assume we keep hearing that a new 86 is coming as well.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
And that's going to be probably very similar to that. So
Also, the consensus is the chat room they're going to bring back the S2000, and they're right.
completely.
It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
They
they're
are
just-
awesome.
They're just giving us sleepy looking Type Rs. I don't know if you've seen that.
Get it sleepier.
There's a render, I guess, of the new Type R or whatever, I guess, second Mark II, if you will, of this current whatever.
MK2.
MK2.
Yeah.
MK Ultra. And it just looks tired.
You ever done DMT?
It just looks very tired.
Bro, you ever done DMT? Well, anyway.
Yeah.
So I got that going on.
Got some bad news.
I like bad news.
Mercedes to retire
Mercedes.
the L manual gearbox and many combustion engines.
Wait. They didn't already retire the manual gearbox?
I've yet to see.
What can you
Yeah,
buy
no.
that's manual from
Nothing.
Mercedes?
I don't even know. Well, let me.
Oh,
let
no,
me-
you can buy a C300 manual.
Oh, the CLAs too, right? Little 4-bangers are basically Camrys, but they put a Mercedes badge on
Yeah,
them.
but I don't know if they were manual, were they?
I think you could get those with a stick.
I've driven a C300 in manual. It was FCP's race car. They were a little, I don't know if it was a Lemons it was some
was
division's race car. It was fun. It was totally
C300,
stripped
yeah.
out, totally a blast to drive. I'm sure they suck standard, like not standard transmission, but as they come.
Yeah.
But if you rip out the interior and stiffen it up, it's good. But otherwise, like none of the AMGs have had sticks in
No.
a decade, if not more.
I think it's basically just Europe. Yeah, it says the gradual retirement of the clutch pedal will affect mainly Europe rather than the U.S., where a stick shift hasn't been available ever since the demise of the SLK 250 after the 2015 model year.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
here in the U.S., 2015,
I think that 300 was a 14.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, like your G-Wagon tractor in Poland isn't going to be stick shift anymore.
Exactly.
Shout to the motherland.
But basically, they're doing this and getting rid of the ICE engines to limit R&D and focus on ultimately the eventual
We could abolish ICE, man.
EV. Abolish the ICE.
Internal combustion engines. No, I'm just kidding. Love them. Speaking of stuff getting taken away from us, remember when BMW bamboozled the whole world and made the 6 Series, the 8 Series,
Yep.
very quietly?
Yes.
Well, now they're taking that 8 Series away. M8, no longer available in America.
Wow.
M8 convertible and coupe. Neither one's coming anymore.
That was
They're saying
two model years, if that.
2 model years, I believe. And they're citing low sales totals.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never even
Just
seen
not
an
going. I saw
M8.
one once.
Not an M8. I've seen an 8 Series, sure, but not an M8.
Yeah, want to go, mate? You know?
There's an M8 for sale. Not for sale, Jesus. An M8 for sale.
Still for sale.
That's
Still
twice.
for sale.
That's twice.
An M8 right off of Blackstone Boulevard that I see all the time, and it
Really?
looks so good.
They do look great. The
Oh my
M6s look
God.
good too before they switched the name to M8.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gone. BMW's taking those away from us. Meanwhile, Audi's bringing us cool models. BMW's taking it away.
Take it.
BMW might be on the wrong track, man. Might be on the wrong track.
If the current face of the the new
Ugh.
M3 and M4 is a look down to the future path of where they're going, it's not looking good. we're
Yeah.
in trouble.
No, not great.
Yeah.
I'm still not that offended by it.
Now I'm growing to like it more,
Yeah.
but I'm still not happy about it. I got another piece of news. Tesla has dissolved their PR department.
Yes.
There's
I'm glad you brought
Article
this up.
Torch on Jalopnik put up about how they wouldn't write back to him.
Yeah.
And then Road and Track found out that they dissolved their PR department a while ago.
Yeah.
And they said they went to reach out for clarification and immediately realized how ironic that is.
Did they get a bounce back?
I don't know.
From
They
the
didn't get
email?
anything back. So, yeah, they do not have a PR department anymore.
So Jason Torchlinski on jalopnik.com posted a bunch of his emails that he sent to Tesla. Just, the first one basically saying, hello, I'm a writer for the website jalopnik.com, explaining who he was. And he says a Tesla Model S owner reached out to us regarding an issue, et cetera, et cetera. And he did this multiple times this year with no avail. And then it just, the emails get even funnier. For instance, that first one I mentioned was in February, right? By July, hello, I know it's an act of wild optimism to even think I'll get a response. But what the hell, right?
Yeah.
He asks. And it just continues from there. And it's a very funny article about Tesla pretty much not giving a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah. We kind of knew that, especially when it came to media.
Well, they're saying that it's just they're not going to have anything for anybody to drive except for...
They just do
like,
them.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
give influencers cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is everybody knows you want an influencer's opinion more than an actual automotive journalist.
Exactly. Tried and true.
The old tried and true. I know, I've never driven anything before. This seems cool.
Yeah,
They
'cause
typically
that-
have more followers. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, I get the marketing plan.
That bubble won't burst at all.
We know what happens when marketing departments run car companies.
Goes well.
Goes great.
Yeah.
Like a Unison. Same car model forever. That is all I have for news.
Ford killed the GT350.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's hard to hear.
That's all I got.
It's not good.
That's all I got.
I
I guess they cite some reasons of why. It doesn't mean that they're throwing everything away. They're going to update some stuff, and obviously they have the 500, but who knows? I think it's a, time for
That
a
sound
change,
sticks
I
around for a
guess.
while.
It does.
Killed it.
It rings for a while, yeah.
Like 6 seconds.
Yeah, I go for the 500, I guess.
And also, you better get that bell ready. We've talked about this a couple times. A new report says the key... Not
was
the
that?
one. A new report says the Kia Stinger is in trouble.
It's been in trouble since the day it came out. I've been doing everything I can for it.
I know. We're trying.
Yeah, Core's been on the payroll forever.
Yeah.
We support it. We would love to drive one. Not dry one. I don't know why.
We'd like to dry one as well.
yeah,
Whatever.
we'll dry it too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play some
Things
Halo.
things have apparently escalated quite quickly for the Stinger. So, yeah, it's
They just did that whole front end refresh.
facelift and right.
Yeah, it's not even on the streets yet. That shit hasn't even hit the streets.
Yeah. I see a few every morning.
I don't think the Rona's helping anyone, if I'm being honest. Besides
No.
Amazon. Thanks, Jeff, for letting us live.
Yeah. Seriously, did you
Our
see he's got a
overlord.
fucking Dr. Octopus suit now?
Does he really?
We're all
Yeah.
in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, that's
we're in trouble.
awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we kind of unfortunately got right, if you will.
Yeah.
It's not that caliente over there right now.
No, not too caliente
Not,
over there.
not so spicy.
No.
Very not.
Any other news?
I have like one tiny little thing, and I kind of find it more funny than actual news.
Yeah.
So Porsche's back on that bullshit. They
Back
only have
on that bullshit.
they're selling NOS new old stock crankcases for
Mhm.
1984 to 1998 911s. They only have about 100 blanks.
Yeah.
Cost is a C here under 8K.
All right.
C here.
That's my favorite unit of measure.
Yeah.
7998.
7985 or something.
All
weird
right.
shit.
Wow, you're really
okay.
saving some cash. Get a burrito there, too.
Yeah. You got a crankcase and a burrito, but nothing inside the crankcase.
Nope.
Crankcases for 1984 to 1989 Carrera cars. 91 to 92, 3.3 liter turbo cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3.6 liter turbo cars.
They have 100 of each?
No, they have about 100 total
Okay.
that I guess were reserved to do something with for some race series or at some point.
And they're just like, let's just fucking hog them out, make as much money as we can.
Yeah, and then they never did anything with them, and then they came across them, and they were like, let's put these out here. But I mean, only 100 worldwide.
Buy them now.
Definitely already sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably like
If not, one person
one
bought them all.
person. Yeah.
But I mean, I expected 8K. It was almost like it's kind of affordable
It
for
seems
Porsche stuff.
pretty
Yeah, but
cheap.
it's an empty crankcase.
Yeah,
It's just the crankcase.
just a crankcase
For $8,000.
$8,000.
That's affordable?
It's a Porsche guy.
Jeez.
These are the same guys that pay $50,000 for an engine rebuild.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
Yeah.
For that generation.
yeah,
It's a bug engine until it's not.
yeah. Until it still is.
Yeah.
Just yeah,
But you
sideways.
can't rebuild it yourself. Come on.
yeah.
No one's ever rebuilt a bug engine.
It's not like there's a Bentley that'll tell you exactly how to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was like, I figured when I was getting there, like I kept counting like the decimals or whatever. I thought it'd be like 17,985. I'm like, oh shit, 20 grand. That's fucking crazy. 8 grand. I mean,
$8,000. Wow, that's affordable.
right? 8 grand
For a
times 100 of
six-cylinder
them.
air-cooled
Buy it. What's that
crankcase.
button? Buy it now.
Buy it
Buy it
now.
now.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
We gonna save this thing again?
I just got a phone call from my father. There was a tree that came down. That's why I stepped out. A tree that came crashing down, and actually Chuck can attest to this. He lives this kind of life. Came crashing down, blocked the road, fell in his yard, into his driveway, and tore all the wires out of the side of the house.
Yep, I've been there multiple times.
Yeah. Once, last week?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week it actually set my driveway on fire, which
Yeah.
was great.
And
He
the-
said he saw multiple sparks. So
Yeah. Oh, there's lots of sparks when that happens.
The good thing
Does he
last
still
week,
have power?
no.
Oh, well, I still have power, and it had branches on the
He
line.
called me
so-
from his work phone because he didn't think his regular phone worked anymore.
Okay.
Listen, man, he's just doing him over there.
Exactly.
I don't.
Big shout to the Gus,
Yeah.
the God.
Yeah, Gus to God.
I mean, last week, your tree clearing experience happened naturally when the tree caught on fire on the line.
That's what they literally were like, oh, no, that'll just burn off. I'm like, you guys hear you say that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Burn
yeah.
off's not the best way to come off,
Well,
but
well,
hey.
Thankfully, it's a few yards away from my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
All
good.
right, I guess I'll see you later.
I asked the question, like, can you get out of the driveway? He's like, no,
No, never.
absolutely not.
Yeah, can't.
Absolutely not.
have power? Okay, that
All
means it's not only me.
All
Yeah.
right, this
You
is
check both of
continuing.
them?
So
Whole road's out. Perfect.
we'll do a brief
Do
pause
save.
for this segment,
YouTube exclusive content right now.
and,
And
we're
we're
back.
back.
There
For
we
the
go.
Patreon
All right, so
listeners,
there's
right?
Bit of a save
You guys just
there.
missed a big time Patreon exclusive, but
Huge, even though we don't have the Patreon set up yet.
OnlyFans. The Corey's OnlyFans.
That's
I'm
it.
in. Subscribe $3.99 a month. I'm real cheap.
Real cheap.
I'll send you
Cheap
feet,
date.
feet pics. I'll eat on camera. Whatever you want. yeah.
You want to see my man's butthole?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Definite safety hazard. Okay, good. We were,
Is that what he's
well, he
texting
can't
me?
report it, so I'm trying to report it for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Yeah, it is an issue. But
Um,
I got a video of me driving a Ruckus.
Oh boy.
And the weird thing is, one of my buddies from DJing just reached out to me and was like, hey, do you know anybody that can fix a moped?
Matter of fact,
No.
Stairs just wrote lots of hail where he is in Middleborough. So that's
Good.
within a half hour or so from us.
Hail
Yeah.
Mary, buddy.
It's only coming. Maybe that's what was hitting the window above us. Maybe we will get through this unscathed.
I mean, you chose a great night to come.
I know, seriously. This is the first. We've experienced a lot of things, but I think this is the first for tonight.
We're usually more assembled.
Yeah,
Or at least I like
yeah.
to think we are.
Yeah, maybe not. So you're here. We're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff you have going on in your world.
I
so,
can't wait.
All right.
you work on LS4s.
Do you do the main topic noise?
Oh, I didn't.
Jesus.
I'm all off sorts.
Really insulting the guy without the main topic
Let's
noise.
do that. We're going to go back. Want me to save it?
We were hoping the hail was going to be.
Main topic. Main topic.
Now it's official.
Now we're ready
Gotcha.
to go. So you own your own shop.
Yes.
How long have you done that?
Ooh. I'm not good with the concept of time.
Neither am I, buddy.
Yeah,
Time isn't real.
Keeps on slipping into the future.
Especially this
no.
year.
I think I've been self-employed for like 4 years, but I did the whole 2-job thing for
Yep.
like probably 6.
Quite some time.
Yeah, it was a while.
So, of your daily to do, are you doing a lot of fabricating now? Are you
Yeah.
building other, or is it much repair stuff?
Well, so I guess if you back up, like I did have a full service general repair facility.
Okay.
So we would do everything. Brake jobs, oil changes,
Yep.
LS swaps. typical
The
stuff.
normal stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like a little bit of everything. I had 2 guys working for me, and it was a small outfit, but it got overwhelming because naturally, if you're doing a swap or conversion or anything you can't buy parts for, it takes significantly longer than slapping brakes on a Caravan.
Yeah.
So I did that for a long time, and then I got hurt. I had a bad accident, and I lost the ability to produce for myself for almost a year.
I was going to say that was fairly recently, right?
Yeah, so it was August 15th of last year.
Okay.
Yep.
And so if you can, walk us through what happened with that.
Oh, that was wild. So Adam from AG Designs, I know you guys have seen him. He does like
I have, yes.
yeah, center caps and
Yep.
BBS wheels and center lock adapters, all that cool stuff.
Yep.
Very talented.
Yeah, really good dude. So he's like my lead machinist for billet merge collectors, turbo flanges, all the fab stuff that we make. We design them together and he pumps them out.
Okay.
So I was actually on my way to his shop to pick up some parts, and we were coming down. Well, I was by myself going through Munson, and this woman fell asleep at 10:30 in the morning. I don't know if she worked like an overnight job or whatever. And 45 miles an hour, crossed head on.
Oh,
you know,
my God, man.
I had nowhere to go. There was
Right.
a guard around the right, so she stuffed me good. And we landed 184 feet apart, and she never got out of her car. And like obviously like I was hopped up on adrenaline. I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
Ripped the whole suspension out of my car, sitting on the ground.
And what was your car?
Monte Carlo.
Okay. Because
Well,
that,
Of
Yeah,
course, because that's
yeah.
what I do. So, my instinct obviously is get out of the car. It's smoking and shit. Like, I don't know if it was on fire or whatever. I just need to get away from that wreck. So I go to crawl out the passenger side window, and I'm in the opposing lane now. This guy's running up towards me, and he's like, yo, just stay. Because he could see my leg, which obviously, like, I didn't.
It just wasn't right.
Yeah, it was fucked. So I'm like, no, I got to go check on this lady. So I go to jump up and, like, it
Oh, boy.
just folded under me. That was that.
Adrenaline's a hell of a thing.
Oh, it was insane.
Yeah.
So I just army crawled over to the curb, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here.
Oh,
So yeah, that was a major setback, man. Essentially my leg was severed inside the skin. The tib and fib
yep.
were both completely severed. The Achilles snapped the 2 bones, back. So I've got 3 plates and 26 screws holding it all together.
Jesus.
But
Yeah, bionic man over there.
Yeah, dude, it's
Wow.
pretty cool. Yeah, it's like you go through the airport and they tell you to stop and go back to the X-ray machine because they just want to take another look.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was like a lot of downtime. So I had to reevaluate because I no longer could do quick oil changes. I couldn't do quick brake jobs.
Yep.
And I had really good success with my streetcar Monte Carlo, like the fast one.
Yep.
And that following in that community. So that's what I started really concentrating on while I was down.
Which essentially was the LS4 community.
Correct. Yeah, it's such a small niche.
I was trying to explain to our neighbors there earlier today. That's basically how I described it. Was it's just a small niche of people who are into that particular version of the LS because
For sure.
it's theoretically or not theoretically, but mechanically it's still similar minus how it's distributed, right?
Yeah, so like architecturally, it's almost identical. You have a different bell housing pattern on the block, and
Yep.
the crank is just a hair shorter. It's
Okay.
it's 10 millimeters up front, 3 millimeters on the back. Every bolt hole location is the same thread. Cylinder heads are all interchangeable for anything that's small bore, like 5.3 or less. So I mean, you can put a fast 102 intake on one. You can put trick flow heads. You can put all those components that you could on any other LS motor. It's just sideways.
Right.
And it's got a real goofy serpentine setup that kind of gets in the way and fucks everything up. But
Yep.
once you get past those hurdles and you realize it's just a regular 5.3 LS, you can do some pretty wild shit with them.
So we'll get back to that, the motors in particular and what you're doing with them and what you've achieved with them. But your injury, that led you to, again, look at some things from an alternative perspective and try to figure out your future, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So what was that with?
Well, I didn't know if I was going to be able to produce labor again because they had like a really negative outlook at first about like my walking ability, being able to be weight bearing, things like that.
Yeah.
So I started looking at like components, what I could sell from like a retail standpoint, kind of make the transition from service to parts sales. So I started putting together packages like DOD deletes for the active fuel management, turbo components, things that I could like bench weld that weren't necessarily like labor intensive.
Yep.
So, I really just hyper focused on that little niche. I looked at the market, what was available, and just tried to put together packages that people couldn't previously go out and buy.
Yep.
It's really smart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of adaptation because guys are like, all right, yes, it's kind of an LS, but I can go out and buy a DOD delete for a truck. Well, it's not everything I need. So now what do? You're going to 5 different vendors, so I just tried to like put all that together in little neat.
People like packaged
box.
things.
Oh,
This is
yeah,
everything I
for
need.
sure.
Everything I need is going to show up in a box. That's it.
Simplicity.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what people want,
And how long have you been doing that now? Well, so obviously your recovery took a while, but I'm sure when you could get to the shop, sit down, do whatever, you started.
Oh, yeah. I was building my car in my wheelchair.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But yeah, no, I really like hyper focused on the LS4 stuff probably around December. So just a couple months after the accident.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did it seemingly take off? Is it,
it's like anything else. It's had its ups and downs, and COVID really kind of
I was going to say
pumped the brakes
this year.
for a short period of time. But people started getting stimulus checks and things like that, and I feel like a lot of different industries, different shop owners that I've talked to, people are spending money on cars. So
Yeah,
it hasn't really affected it that much. There was like a little lull.
I was going to say there was a low because everybody was so unsure of everything.
Sure.
And how the hell it was going to turn out.
I
Now,
mean,
some
even
things
now,
are still faced against it, depending upon the industry you're in. But
sure.
at least the car stuff seemingly was pretty consistent.
I'm really interested to see what happens around the holidays because, like, typically this time of year is when business starts falling off. And I haven't seen that trend yet. It's actually going the other way, which is kind of weird. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Which may be good, hopefully. It's just everybody kind of realizes, all right, we just got to get through this. We'll get to the other side. Just
for sure,
get through and, hope for the best, I guess.
definitely.
So the LS4 in particular, why are you so fascinated with it?
I don't really have a good answer for that. Well, yes, I do.
Well, actually, I think, and I kind of know a slight bit of this, but there's a history associated with that, right?
Oh, for sure. Well, Monte Carlos in general. So those stupid front wheel drive ones that everybody thinks are hideous. I've been obsessed with them forever. I have no rhyme or reason to it. It's just like I always found it attractive. My grandfather had a dealership. The car I was actually driving when I had my accident was his car that he had bought new.
Okay, that's what that's what I thought. And
I
vaguely remember seeing it because that was obviously it was devastating physically.
Oh, for sure.
But you lost something, a big part of it too. Unfortunately, at the same time.
I had lost my grandfather the year before, and I had his estate went up through probate, and I had to buy the vehicle from the estate, and that was a year-long process in its own.
Yeah.
So then I finally got the car. I only had it for a couple months, and had that unfortunate instance.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I guess to answer your question, my obsession from that motor just became like, I really like these cars. What motor can I put in it relatively easily, that'll offer me the most amount of power so I can go out and do hood rat shit with my friends?
That's all we all want to do.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's where that came from. That was the easiest adaptation. The next hurdle was the transmissions are glass. I mean, you can go out and buy a 6-cylinder Grand Prix and you're going to grenade the transmission, never mind a 300 foot-pound V8.
So what do you do?
Cadillac trannies. So
Nice.
there was back when forums were still a thing.
Yeah.
There were a couple of V6 guys who had tried adapting the 4T80. Now, you got to remember Cadillac in the 90s, all the limos, the hearses, the flower cars, they were all front-wheel drive North Star powered vehicles, right?
Yep.
So that transmission was responsible for lugging around 10,000 pounds in capacity and fully loaded and up and down hills, So it was a over-engineered transmission, and they're huge. The things are monstrous. So a couple guys had tried putting them on the 3.8s. They had some issues. I don't really see, I hadn't seen anybody that was really successful with it, but I saw that the unit had merit, and I liked the idea of where they were going with it.
Yeah.
So I grabbed one from the junkyard because they're dirt cheap, literally $150 for these transmissions.
And I'd assume pretty readily available.
Oh, yeah, because
not
every North Star's got head gaskets
and
puked
not
out of
everybody's
it. Yeah.
targeting that.
Oh, for sure. That's a nice thing about those. Those cars are all low mileage. They spit their head gaskets out at 60,000, and they're just littered across the salvage yard. And, it was like your grandmother driving the thing around, so it's pristine. I don't even look at the fluid. I just yank the thing out. But yeah, there was definitely some fitment issues, to say the least.
Okay.
Nothing that a die grinder and a Sawzall can't fix.
Yep. Some extra tabs. Yeah.
Yep. And then the biggest hurdle we had to overcome was starter location. That's the one big difference between the LS4 and any other LS motor. There's no provision for a starter on the engine block. So the LS4 actually, even though it used a 4T65, it's specific to the LS4, and it has the provision for the starter on the bell housing of the transmission.
Yep.
Got a window cut out and a machine pad.
Yep.
So I relocated the starter to the oil pan. I just moved the sump around.
Yep.
Because, it's sideways anyways. It doesn't care where the sump is. And we indexed a block, and I actually got together with Moroso, and we now co-produce a product that's a oil pan starter relocation, puts it all right on the block. So in theory, you're not limited to just the transmission I use. You could use any transmission that has the small metric pattern.
Yep.
Wow.
So
That's super cool.
yeah, definitely.
And you did that when, in timeline wise, when did you do that?
So, oh God, I built one of these cars by accident a couple years ago. I say a couple years ago, but it was probably like, oh my God, again, my time frame is so horrible. I want to say like 6 years ago. I bought a car. I bought a Monte Carlo by accident through Copart.
We've all been there.
Oh, dude.
We've all done it.
It was
There's
so
a deal.
bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Like, you can put your minimum bid on Copart. I set it like $500 for this Monte Carlo. It was listed as mechanical damage. And then like on Friday, I'm working away and my phone went off and it's like, oh, you're the high bidder. You win. Like, what? I don't even fucking remember putting a bid on anything. So I went and looked at the car. I was like, oh, cool. And I sent somebody down there to get it sight unseen. So it was 2005 Monte Carlo, charcoal gray. Had one little dent in the quarter panel, and the guy who I sent to pick it up calls me, and he goes, hey, you scored with this thing, dude. He's like, I put a jump pack on it, fired right up. It's got 23,000 miles. I was like, what? So he gets it back to me, and I'm checking it out, and, it was awesome. And Massachusetts salvage process, like, if the car is totaled out and you have to go through their salvage inspection, is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I had to go through like 2-3 times. Turned out the car was actually a recovered theft. It wasn't a salvage, which was a whole nother process.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So I got it through, and I was just like, I didn't really have a plan of what I was going to do with the car, and I was just so frustrated. I'm like, I'm just going to fucking destroy this thing. I'm just so mad. I'm just going to cut it up and make something cool.
Yep.
So that's what I did. Chopped it up, put an LS4 in it. That was the very first 4T80 swap I'd ever done. I modified a stock oil pan to relocate the starter, and I put a turbo on it. And I built that car in 3 weeks, start to finish. It was a rush for LS Fest. We were going to bring it to Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I missed the cutoff by like 4 days. I just physically did not have it in me to get the car done in time. But yeah, we put it together in 3 weeks, took it to the track. Very first time off the trailer, went 11-0 at 132. I was like, well, it was moving. And I was like, all right, so we have a platform that has...
There's some sauce to this.
Yeah, definitely. It was promising, so...
And that's what sparked it.
That's what started it. Yeah, I was like, this is relatively cheap. You can use, anybody can do it if you just sit down and, take the time. And I put a bunch of YouTube videos out trying to explain exactly like where you modify the transmission case,
Yep.
as dumbed down as you can for
Yeah.
the masses. But yeah, and people are starting to, and there's a lot of cool cars out there right now.
So, your big car, if you will, is that the second one that you've done this to?
Yeah, that's the second version of that car.
Okay. Now walk us through that if you can.
So that was a similar deal. A couple years later, I just got the itch to build another one.
Okay.
So I found a car in New York, upstate. It had lower rod knock. That one was a 2004 Dale Intimidator.
Shout out to Dale.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Dale.
So I scored that one. I was pretty stoked, and followed the same recipe. I changed a couple things. Instead of using like a production plastic intake, I used like an Edelbrock aluminum one.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to make everything solid where I could, put coilovers on it. Because that's the other thing, backing up that car with 23,000 miles. I'll have to show you photos of it launching. It's hysterical. It was on stock struts. It looked rear-wheel drive. The front must have had like 4 feet of wheel gap. The rear's squatting. It was just, no 60-foot.
They're a bit of a boat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's, car's 3,800 pounds. So
Yeah.
It's a big boy.
Yeah, definitely. So this one, I took the proper approach. I did, a nice drag wheel setup on it. And I tried to make it nicer, just do better than what I did last time.
Yep.
And that car really surprised me. My big thing with that car is I beat the shit out of it everywhere. Like literally everywhere. I
was gonna
probably
say-
have 500 burnout videos.
I was going to say, anyone looks at your Instagram,
Oh yeah.
you can see it.
Oh yeah. It's so that thing took a beating. 6,000 miles that summer of just abuse, like
Of burnout.
everywhere. And my thing was, I wanted it to be a true street car, and I wanted to prove how durable those transmissions were.
Yep.
So the transmission that was in that car, I literally yanked it out of the junkyard. I have no idea how many miles were on the car I took it out of because the odometer was dead. It's a digital Cadillac odometer.
Yep.
So I drained the fluid, put some filters in it, slammed it in the car, and I restalled a stock converter. East Coast Transmissions just changed the stator. They cut it apart, cleaned it, put it back together. So, I mean, I had no investment in this transmission whatsoever. Probably why I beat the shit out of it so bad because I didn't care if it broke.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't break it. It just kept taking the abuse. So the first time I drive that thing up to the track is a Wednesday night, and I didn't want to tow it. I wanted to drive it, so I had my little tire carrier on the back with my slicks.
Yeah.
I had this Folgers muffler can that I'd put through the hood stack to quiet it down a little bit. So it would look pretty ridiculous on the highway. So I get there, I put the wheels on it, and I'm like, I didn't really know what to expect. I had it on the tune that I was running on the street, and right off the highway, like no cool down, I teched it, got in the lanes, and got up front. Car goes 1030 at 138, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right, we got something,
Yeah.
We're almost a full second off your last run.
Yeah.
And you just drove it over there yourself.
Exactly. No trailer, no nothing.
Wow.
So it was it definitely showed some promise. Lebanon was not happy about that. They put the kibosh on that until I got some safety equipment in the car.
Yeah.
What do they require at that point?
So that needs a roll bar because of the year of the car.
Gotcha.
Like newer cars, oh my God, my NHRA like rule terminology, I'm so far off on that. I know like 2008 and up, I think you can run up to 10.0, but anything previous, you got to have at least a 6-point. Anything 10.0 or faster, and then as your mile an hour goes up, is everything
Other things
else.
change, yeah.
Yeah. So they booted me that day, and it was whatever. And oddly enough, it's like in this industry, I don't know if it's just the car community in general. You can't do anything without somebody having something to say. It's like I'm out there doing this for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This isn't a competitive vehicle, but there were a couple guys that were saying something about backing it up.
I was going to say, in that world, the drag racing world in particular, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to have something to say.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Bunch of negative Nancy's out there.
Exactly.
yeah.
So somebody said something about backing it up, and I was like, whatever. So I drove back up to Lebanon the following Wednesday night. And the tech inspector's like, really? We just booted you out of here for this shit.
Yep.
I'm like, no. I'm just going to run half track. And he's like, I'm telling you, like, you run full track with this thing, you're out for the rest of the year. And I was like, yeah, no problem. And I intended to just go half track, but it felt so good half track. I just stayed into it. So it was the same thing. I backed it up. Car went like 1020 that time at 138.
Yep.
And that was it for the year.
Yep.
Until I put some safety equipment.
No more.
So yeah, and then pulled the car off, and then I got hurt shortly after, so I didn't get to push it much past that point.
What is the carbon dynoed at?
It made 800 wheel on a dyno jet on a 248. So all the track times I did were like 17 pounds of boost. So I'm guessing it was like 740 wheel.
Yep.
21 pounds made 800 wheel horse.
800?
Yeah.
In a front wheel drive Monte Carlo.
Oh, it's such a blast.
Listen,
It's got a diff, right?
I don't discredit that at all.
Actually, it's an open differential.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, they're just really good at biasing torque. So it's not like a Honda where you have a jack shaft and a super long axle.
Okay.
Right,
They're
right.
equal length axles. So there's
That
no
helps a
torque.
ton.
Oh, so you don't
Yeah.
get any torque steer?
None.
No
Yeah,
shit.
It goes straight as an arrow. Yeah, it's
I was
pretty
gonna,
good.
if it did, you'd be like an arm wrestling champion as
Oh, I probably just died.
well. Better yet, that's wild. 800. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
800 horsepower.
Yeah.
Wow.
To the wheels, to front drive, man. What
with,
did you
with
run?
junk, that was stock
You ran a
rod, stock
1020?
pistons. Yeah. And the mile an hour speaks volumes.
God,
Yeah.
you.
To get 3,800 pounds moving to 138 mile an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
In 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Granted, it's not the fit. There's tons of stuff out there that's way quicker, but for what it is and junk parts, I was really happy with it.
So is this
It must be a nice street surprise for people.
Oh, yeah.
is this you entered some competitions with this, right? Was there a
So-
challenge and whatnot?
No, so I put together a front wheel drive challenge for the LS4 community. And unfortunately, COVID really just
Okay, right. It was right
stopped
around
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only one person who's doing some really cool stuff with it. This kid, Calvin Nelson, his father. Have you seen the green first gen Eagle Talon that they did a LS4 swap in?
I haven't.
I can't say I
It's
have. No.
awesome.
That's right up my alley.
Really cool
Yeah.
car. I'll have to send it to you guys. But they did it like super budget oriented. They brought the car to LS Fest in Bowling Green. I want to say they went 1050s, but they went 142, like 143. The thing's
Yeah.
cranking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
that's the coolest build that's come out. You know?
It sounds like these LS4s, as a platform overall, you have a lot of leeway to go
Oh yeah.
to gain. Like, obviously, when it comes to front wheel drive stuff, I don't know enough about it to make them go fast in a straight line.
Mhm.
But like the wheelie bars and all that sort of shit, just to help with traction and whatnot, right?
There's
so,
a lot that could be done. Yeah. I mean, I did it on BC Racing Coilover, so
Right, so it's
that tells
just-
you something. You know?
Yeah. So
True words have never been spoken. Shout to the whole drift community.
I was just saying, many shouts.
Yeah.
So what's the plan with it?
So I actually have a new Monte Carlo I'm putting together. That's a nice thing about these cars, that you can buy them for $400 because
Right, I
nobody
was-
wants them.
Yeah.
It's not like going out and buying a clapped out 240 for
I mean,
$5
truly,
grand.
like,
Yeah.
what years do these things run? What's the-
2000, 2005 is the generation I like.
Okay.
That's not the generation that came with the LS4 though.
Okay.
So LS4 was like, a very rare bird for what it was. It came in the Impalas, the Buick LaCrosse Supers, which that's probably one of the next ones I'm going to do.
Okay.
And then Impala and Monte Carlo.
Could you use a Lumina?
Yeah, you could. Any W body.
Yeah.
There are so many great options out there.
Yeah, Lumina.
I was just gonna say, it's not like these things are, appearing somewhere and somebody's scooping them right
Dude,
up.
if you're running 10s in a body that costs you $500, you're
Yeah.
doing it right.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Exactly. That was an Intimidator. It had Dale Earnhardt's signature on the gauge cluster, and I only
Yeah.
paid $700 for it. So that
man.
was
Worth the extra overhead, though, to have Dale
Exactly.
signature on
There's
it.
got to be another 30,000 of those somewhere.
That's
that-
Dale Earnhardt
actually-
safe.
that car. Steve Bignante from Carcraft and Barrett Jackson. He
Yep.
came out and did an article on that car, and it was on the cover. And then Carcraft was buried. 10 Media took him off the newsstands, and I was like, "Is
Yeah,
that my
shortly
fault?
after.
Or
Is this what happens?
do you guys really hate front wheel drive that much? I'm sorry."
That was
Yeah.
it. Bankrupted the whole company.
Yep, that was it.
So, what's the? Is it a Cadillac hearse or not?
Oh,
hearse?
my flower car.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's just sitting idle right now. I haven't
Okay.
done anything to that yet.
Okay.
But that car is in my possession, yes.
Again, if you look on your Instagram,
Yep.
I think you christen it with a nice, front wheel drive burnout.
Oh, yep, my boy Justin. Yep. He lit that thing up real good.
So, your niche is LS4 stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you do other fab stuff.
Yeah, I do traveling fab.
Okay, because I know you built an exhaust for a Ferrari.
Yep. Yeah, I've done a couple Testarossas. Actually, tomorrow morning I fly back out to Bullseye.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get you. Maybe 2 weeks ago, you were on a trip there as well.
I was there. So Bill Devine's got a 10.5 Outlaw car.
Okay.
The exhaust that's been on there, the hot side for the turbo setup, it's been on there for 14 years. Served him really well, but he just wanted to update. So Adam actually he should have just finished up about an hour ago cutting some billet merge collectors that I'm going to put on.
Yep.
And we got to do wastegate placement, EGT bungs, but that car's badass. That thing made 3,000 wheel horse. So when you were asking what you do with 3,000 wheel horse, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You go outlaw racing, obviously.
As one does.
Yeah, exactly.
That's no joke.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it was pretty cool. So I built headers, redid the hot side, and this week I'll be there Thursday to Sunday, just buttoning it up, getting all the odds and ends squared away.
Yep.
So.
What was the other thing that you recently had? An Ariel?
Oh yeah, Ariel Atom, K20 supercharged deal. That thing's really cool. Did an exhaust on that one. I've actually the LS4 you started to touch on its various applications. One cool thing a lot of people forget about is like any mid-engine transverse application, MR2, Fiero. I mean, stuffing one of those in the back with 800 wheel.
Oh, man.
What's the
In the back.
what's the
Kinda
weight
more
like
fat.
on one of those?
So the LS4 is not bad. You know, it's comparable to doing any other V8 for, you know,
Okay.
Fiero swap. Those 4T80s are heavy though. Those transmissions like dry are like 250 pounds. Or,
Oy.
yeah.
Whoa,
yeah.
no
They're
way.
tanks. Yeah. Yep.
Man,
Heavy
when it
duty
goes up to a
stuff.
13B, have your transmission weight twice your motor.
Right. Right.
Dude, imagine an LS in the back of a Mr. 2, a senior dose.
Yes. That's like,
Gee, boss.
there's a kid doing one right now, actually. Yeah. There's
Good
a
for
kid
him.
on Sloppy Mechanics that's building one.
Big shout out to Sloppy Mechanics,
That's-
man.
Yeah.
The thing's gonna get sloppy.
Extra sloppy. Try to drift it.
How do you
my
manage tuning?
So I'm cheap, so I use stock GM computers and HP tuners, but
But
some
isn't that
of-
the best part of those computers?
no.
No? Okay. Well, no, educate me
Yeah,
because like
so-
that's always been something I've been told, but like
It's such a steep learning curve. Like, you know, you could, I don't know if you've ever played with like standalone engine management.
absolutely not. But I see lots
Okay.
of people who do and probably shouldn't.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people doing it with stock computers is even worse.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like Fuel Tech, Holley, all those companies make very intuitive systems that
Mhm.
just about anybody can get it up and running.
Okay.
You take HP tuners and look at a stock GM computer and just blow your brains out. It's much easier, you know, quicker end of the result. The amount of quality tuners in this area I could count, I wouldn't even need one
Yeah.
hand. You guys said Turbo Mike, right?
Turbo
Oh,
Mike,
yeah,
yeah.
he's awesome.
Yeah.
He's done work for several of my customers.
That's why
He's done-
we always shout out Turbo Mike.
Yeah. Big
yeah,
shout to
yeah.
Turbo Mike.
You know, he's got a really good grip on it. But
Have you heard anything about the gentleman next door? Did you see that on the way in?
I saw the dyno.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to him directly.
Okay.
Again, our neighbor Kyle has.
Yep.
And that guy's got quite a story, and I think he's
Really?
quite well known. Yeah, and he's
Huh.
had some cars over
He's
there.
got a
that
nasty
are-
Grand National over there that just makes end of the world sounds.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few things that he's got, you know, end of the world power. It seems over there.
Oh, very
So,
cool.
Yeah, it's. I'd love to get a chance to. One day we're gonna catch him. and talk
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah. I saw the chassis dyno sign. I was like, ooh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. There's always something going on over there.
You'll
Huh.
be in here working and you'll hear a big old howl coming from the dyno.
But I mean, the short answer to your question, like when you're looking at stock computer stuff, especially if it's a swap, by the time you convert the harness, buy HP tuners, you know, try to fumble your way through it, all the sensors and everything required, it's almost cheaper to go out and start with a Holley.
Mhm.
Maybe not necessarily cheaper, but it's a better ends to the means.
Right. At the end of the day, it's going to cost you less money.
Yeah, you know, Holley recently came out with that Terminator system, which
Yeah.
plug and play harness and an ECU. If you have like a manual transmission car, or like let's say you got a turbo 400, I mean, you can buy that setup for $1,000.
Yeah.
You know,
Can't
and it's
beat that.
plug and play with
Ridiculous.
a brand new harness. You
I
know?
mean, Chuck recently went through a standalone harness and all that stuff in the GTR. I mean, that's
Oh, for
certainly more than $1,000.
No, but it wasn't that much money. I mean, it was an AEM Infinity plus
Okay.
plus like a conversion harness for the ECU. I mean, it was less than $2,000, and I mean, you're looking at. I was looking at a 1980s Nissan computer before. You know, slap this baby in,
exactly.
and then like you said, at the end of the day, it costs you less because if I can do anything to it, right? Same with a Holley setup. Any sensor you want, any feature you want, anything you add to the car can handle. Whereas
Oh, yeah.
sometimes you're doing stock stuff. Nissan, you can't do anything with, but even the GM stuff, I'm sure you get to a point where it's just like, why am I even wasting my time with this shit?
Exactly. And with the Holley, you've got closed loop fueling. You can do boost control. There's so many things that you can do that, you know, you're really just kind of fucking your way through with the stock computer. So it just makes more sense.
What is your favorite thing to make
Oh, definitely.
besides burnouts?
Definitely exhaust systems.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Hands down.
Is that just full? Most of the ones you do turbo back or full exhaust systems, or
It depends on the client.
Okay.
You know, but I really try to take like an artistic approach, and that's why I brought Adam on board, because like, you know, we've got like modular billet X pipes and
Yeah.
you know, our merge collectors and all that stuff is like really just a step above anything else that's on the market.
yeah,
And it's cool because I can offer them like an exclusive option for their vehicle. You know, like if you bring me a Camaro, you're not going to want to pay me to build your exhaust because you can go buy a Borla for significantly less. You're going to get the sound quality, and you probably don't care what's under your Camaro.
right.
You know what
as
I
it's
mean?
right. Yeah, you're not.
Exactly.
for that bespoke look.
Exactly. But if you've got like a Ferrari or something, or a GTR, or
If you got an 80s M6 that you can't find an exhaust for,
exactly,
see?
that's the other thing.
All right.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be talking to you about that.
Absolutely. Those rare applications where there's just no components available. That's where
Yep.
my stuff kind of shines.
It suits. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your plan for the rest of the year?
So I've got a lot of new stuff coming out for the LS4 recently. I've got my own turbo kits that are about to drop.
Oh,
which
cool.
Pretty
Nice.
excited about that.
Super cool.
They're going to be modular. So guys that are trying to make 600 wheel horsepower and down, we could put like an S300 smaller chassis turbo, fit it under the stock hood, everything like that.
Yep.
And then we've got the big boy ones with my own turbo. Pretty stoked about that. Been working with Bullseye, and we came out with it's like an S400 chassis, so it's a mid-frame.
Yep.
77 millimeter. Powder-coated black compressor housing, LS4KING gold anodized wheel,
Oh,
because you got to
boy.
let them
Yeah,
know.
buddy.
Yeah. So that's a pretty badass setup. And then the turbine options, we can really suit for any displacement.
Yeah.
So we can do V-band housings, divided, open, and then there's a variety of different turbine wheels we can put on there to make that 77 shine.
Yep.
So I mean, that thing will support 1,200 horsepower all day. If you can make it.
Oh,
or
Are
put it
you
in.
gonna find one of these kits on one of your cars?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Someone's
Yeah.
gonna test them,
Yeah.
buddy.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So there's the new Monte Carlo. I mentioned that I've got one in the works.
Yep.
Have you heard of ZZP?
I can't say I have.
They're a throwback company out of Michigan. They did 3,800 W body stuff for years and years and years. If you saw a Grand Prix that had a pulley and
Yeah,
header, it was
it
all
was
their
them.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were, again, when forums were a thing, they were the go-to in the W body community, and they had a black Grand Prix. I want to say the car was out of Chicago. It was like a joint venture with them and some turbo company.
Mm-hmm.
And for all intents and purposes, it was a race car, full tube chassis car, carbon fiber panels. It was twin turbo. And the car flew. It went 860s. I think it was on Pink's All Out a couple times.
Ooh, dang.
I
So-
love that show.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Another throwback,
Yeah, that was an awesome show.
So it was a really cool car, and it kind of like set the bar in the W body community, and nobody ever came close to it.
Yeah,
Ever. I want to say the fastest 3,800 cars out right now are all in the 10s. I think maybe 5 years ago there might have been one or two that went like 980s, 990s.
Yeah.
Nothing quick. My objective is to have a full-bodied Monte Carlo, like a stock chassis, stock doors, and everything, run where that Grand Prix was running. So that's what we're going.
Do you
after
want an
right now.
interior?
Yeah. Yep.
So full interior?
Yeah, actually, that car that went 1030s was leather heated seats, full carpet. I mean, anything inside the car, I did not touch.
You just left
yeah,
it
I
there.
left it alone.
Wow.
AC
Hence
still
getting thrown
worked.
out.
Yeah, all that stuff is. This car is going to be heavily worked over, and it's actually going to have safety equipment, which will be great.
Right.
I'm really excited
As
about
it
being able to
turns
make
out.
2
I was
consecutive
gonna
passes.
say at least get
Yeah.
2 runs this time.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be good. Maybe a harness bar, maybe a parachute. We'll see.
Yeah.
So,
Nothing like running the single 880 and getting thrown out forever.
exactly, right? And
That's it.
flip flops.
Crowning achievement.
Exactly. So yeah, that I want to have that car out for next season.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
is it already under the knife, if you will?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, it
Okay.
is.
So that's in the works.
Yeah, actually, Joyride Designs, they're a livery company out of Canada.
Yep.
Pierre did all the artwork for the new car.
Oh, cool. So you're already
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's that level.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
awesome.
a step above anything I've done for myself.
Right. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, it sounds like you're, the timing's right for a full on, culmination of do everything as good as you can,
Definitely.
if you will. Right?
Definitely.
Take it to that next level
Exactly.
all around.
So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be promising for the platform and kind of rejuvenate it a little bit. Because again, the cars are so cheap, and I hate to put it this way. I don't want to call it a starter platform, but everything is in one area. It's so cost effective to build one to be relatively quick if you have a toy
Right.
versus any rear wheel drive car.
Things are going to, just off the bat, things are going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Probably a little tougher to find.
Correct.
To certain extents. Yeah, I can completely see that.
And here's my argument. I get 4th gen guys all the time. Oh, why would you put that, why would you put all the money into one of those when you can go out and buy a 2000 Camaro? Well, I'll tell you why. 4L60, piece of shit, throw it away. 7.5, 10 bolt, piece of shit, throw it away.
Yeah.
Steel drive shaft that's like the size of my wrist, piece of shit, throw it away. So what is the difference? You know,
so,
you're making the investment.
You're going to have to
Yeah.
upgrade all these pieces anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It's any vehicle. You know, whenever somebody's like, oh, you know, this is the catch-all, be-all, there's no such thing. You know,
Right,
every car
right.
has its, you know,
Quirks.
they're compromises.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
they're made for NVH. They're made for fuel economy. They're made for mild performance that some guy can rock with his New Balance. You know, you got to find that happy medium.
How is it driving a car with that much power being front wheel drive and just having the glug associated with, you know, it's just obviously because, you know, we picture
That
rear
car
wheel
was
drive
so
just
stupid. So stupid. So like I obviously have some pretty quick rear wheel drive stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I started with, but it's just a different experience. Like, it's not as fun in the sense you can't just go sliding around all over the place. You're not going to do anything cool around a corner unless it's in reverse. But
J-turn, you know?
yeah, exactly. But I mean, 80-mile-an-hour rolling burnouts down any public street's kind of sick. You know?
literally at like pretty much a flick of the pedal.
Oh yeah,
right?
down the
It
Mass
just-
Pike. I mean, literally doing 70 miles an hour and just lay into it if somebody pisses you off and just baking
Oh
by.
my God.
Oh yeah, it's just a different sensation. I mean,
Police love that one too, right?
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
familiar with it?
No, not at all.
Yeah, you were braking hard.
Yeah.
Smoke them up.
Yeah.
Tractor trailer.
Yeah, I got stopped on Memorial Day. I was just out for a cruise. It's a holiday. I'm taking my
Right.
car out, just trying to enjoy it, you know. And I was coming through Western Mass, going up towards Amherst on 202, and there's a stretch. Like, you come through the center of Belchertown, and then there's nothing for like 20 miles.
Yeah.
And I saw a Stady sitting in a VFW parking lot. And I go by him, and he rolled out right behind me. I'm the only other person on that road, you know, and I'm not having him follow me for 20-something miles, so I just pulled myself over.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that. He asked me why I pulled over, and I told him I figured he wanted to have a chat with me. And he was like,
Yeah.
well, why would I want to do that? I don't know. Pick your poison. The exhaust out the hood, the skinnies in the back, you know, the multicolored wrap job, just anything. So he ended up towing the car.
No way.
Yeah. His big thing that he was all pissed off about was I was on slicks. I wasn't on radials. I did have I had Mickey Thompson 2685s in the front.
Yeah.
So I kind of saw his point, but in all
Sticky
fairness, it was a dry, sunny day. You know, it wasn't raining
In America.
Yeah,
They were
so-
ready for
right.
peak performance.
yeah. So, unfortunately, that put the stop on my holiday.
They towed it to like a tow yard or
No, he was relatively cool about it. He let me call my own tow company. I brought it back to my shop, and then once I got it back to the shop, I took it back out. But it was a major inconvenience.
Yeah.
that was like 2.5 hours out of your day.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of a damper. Yeah.
And then I did fight the ticket, and the only thing they held over my head was the tinted windshield. They let everything else go, but they were like, tinted windshield, you gotta
How
pay for
dare
it.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? The exhaust out the hood's fine, but
Tinted
a
windshield.
fucking tinted windshield's
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah.
With all that fire
regardless.
coming out of the exhaust, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
a safety
How-
thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to melt the windshield. How are you supposed to see?
So tints, baby.
So what else would you like to build? Is there anything else, or has this platform pretty much become?
I mean, from a business standpoint, it's kind of like my calling card. I got to follow that, and I got to keep pressing the limits. But
Yep.
no, I'm so weird. My taste is very eclectic.
Bunch of stuff. Yeah.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah. So, what about non-American cars? Are you into anything like that?
Oh, my S55's out there.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I like other stuff for sure.
You appreciate a lot
Oh.
of different cultures, if you will.
Oh my God, I started with a Scion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like my first turbo car was a Scion XA. You want to talk about micro hatches?
Right,
And
yeah.
it was the fastest one in the country. I got that going.
Was
for
it
me.
really?
Yeah, it went 13.8. I was real proud. In all fairness, it went 18.1 stock.
Wow.
Yeah,
5 seconds is a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's an
big.
eternity on a drag strip.
Yeah, the
So
car
what
fun.
was just a big turbo?
Not big. So,
Well, yeah.
oh God, I was 19, and there's a video of this still floating around, which is horrible. I hate to admit that, but I thought this car was the coolest fucking thing in the world. And I didn't really know a lot back then. I wasn't a fabricator at all. And I worked at a Toyota dealership.
Yep.
And somebody had bought a green Scion XB, like that Hulk green color that
Yep.
somebody had put a Greddy turbo kit on. and it kept coming in with a check engine light on. It's just like some old lady that had bought this car because she liked the color. I don't know who put the turbo kit on, but I was like, oh, well, you know, the only way to fix that check engine light, we got to pull this turbo kit back off. We got to put all stock stuff on there.
Yeah.
So I worked a deal with my service manager to give her all my stock shit and take all her turbo stuff, and I ate the labor. I did it on my time.
Yeah.
So I started off with a Gretty kit that didn't fit the car. And then from there, Cotton's Performance in Agawam's like a big Grand National shop. You'd mentioned those earlier. He helped me out with getting the intercooler situated, the charge pipes, because he's a couple years older than me. He was already welding. He was really
familiar.
talented fabricator. Yeah, he's really good. And we got the car together, and you know, I used like an Apexi AFC for the nav. But the car went really good right up until I traded it in for another Monte Carlo. yeah, traded it in for a supercharged. It wasn't a Dale, but it was supercharged. So. Yep. So I'm all over the place.
You have a son.
Yeah, I got 2.
Okay, and are they both into?
So that's touch and go. Jackson's got a bad taste in his mouth because I took him wheeling once, the airbags went off. It was just
okay.
He doesn't like jumps anymore, I guess.
Okay.
Ryan, he's my older one. He's he's getting into welding.
I was gonna say he's getting into welding.
He's doing some fab work with me. Yeah. He's got his own Monte Carlo he's putting together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
How old is he?
He's 14.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. He's perfect age for doing that stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, no, Jackson not so much. He's gonna be 7 next week, but we'll get him there.
I think there was a video, right, of him in the back seat,
scared shitless.
Giving him the first taste of what 800 wheel horsepower is.
Oh yeah,
I did see that. It was to your defense, it was only for
just rolled into
seconds.
it, got in and out.
A few seconds worth.
Exactly, but yeah, he was he did not enjoy it.
Give him a taste.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, dude, thank you for coming to hang out.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was
thank
awesome.
you for having me. Appreciate it.
It's super interesting to, again, we talk about LSs all the time, but to know that this niche is out there, to know what's available and what can be achieved with them is actually really cool.
For sure.
So,
I'm hoping people do some more interesting swaps. I still want to see some Volkswagen kids jump on board.
Volkswagen kids putting the LS4 in front.
Yes.
That's a brilliant idea.
You know what? I bet you the LS4 is lighter than the VR.
Yeah, for sure. It's aluminum, isn't it?
So
yeah, it's all aluminum.
Whole thing's aluminum. It's
Oh,
gotta be.
100% it is.
And they've got a 6-speed manual that bolts right up, which is pretty rad.
There you go. But the axles will be pretty funky.
I mean, Drive Shaft Shop can make you anything you need.
Yeah, but you end up with the shorty and the longy.
Yeah, with
So
the
when you're
F40.
making
I mean,
big
so
power.
you might get a little torque steer, but I mean, if you did like a Mark 1 Golf or a Rabbit or something, I mean, how much power would you need?
It would probably twist one in half.
Yeah, you'd have to do a little chassis work.
yeah.
Come on, Mark III guys, let's see it.
Yeah, no, Mark III would probably be the best candidate for it because I mean they've got a little bit of weight to them anyway. I mean they're pretty bulked up to support like the heavy like cast iron like lump of a VR that goes up front anyway. I mean,
yeah,
be pretty good.
Could make
going
one
up
actually fast.
Yeah, right. You could.
Reliable.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm glad you said it.
Matter of fact, that's a shouts to the meme war history date as a
Been a long time since we started getting Mark III people mad at us.
Yeah. Hey, it's that time of year.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'm wondering.
Well, they used to do North Stars, right? The
I've
North
seen North
out of,
Star
like, the
V8s.
Aliante.
Okay.
Yeah, in them because they obviously the engine dressing stuff that says North Star V8 on it, all like that.
That was back in the day, right, Corey? A lot of
Yeah.
people did that swap.
Really? Huh.
I've seen
Terrible
it.
motor.
Yes. Yep.
Terrible motor.
Yeah, it was kind of like I did this just to do it type thing.
Got you.
Not like let's do this and make it cool type thing. It was kind of like it's here, kind of runs.
Yep.
I remember
Yeah.
drive my grandfather's Alante with my now wife driving around in it and just being like, why does this thing not do burnouts? And then be like, is this front wheel drive? This sucks. This is terrible.
But they're such attractive cars.
Yeah, they're wild looking things.
Yeah, they're really cool.
We can get into some questions. So if we have any random ones, feel free to chime in as well. So,
Question time.
Hayden Awood.
Hayden Awood.
What is Chuck's response to Subaru's claim that 97% of all Foresters sold in the last 10 years are still being driven today?
Foresters?
Yeah.
I mean, just keep putting head gaskets in them, right?
They'll go forever.
I think, and the Forester people aren't modifying them, which helps. They're
Right.
the have people that could be convinced that you have to do a head gasket every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, if I'm honest, I think non-turbo Subarus tend to last a while, whereas turbo Subarus don't last at all.
I honestly don't see
Driven
many.
by terrible people.
I don't see many. Maybe there's a reason for this, but
Maybe it's because they're not getting vaped in.
like the WRXs, 2.5 RSs, or actually
2.5 RS is
2.5
pretty tight.
RSs, or not the non. It's just the 2.5 non WRX. When they first came here with the Bug Eyes, I think it was
When they first came here with the Bug Eyes,
was a 2.5,
the
right?
the 2.5s, yeah,
Yeah.
just
Well,
the NAs.
Now I'm just trying. Right.
Not enough power to brake.
I don't see any of those though. Now that I think about
Left?
it, I don't see any of them on the road anyway.
Yeah. I don't know about Foresters.
I
I
can't
mean,
think of.
good
I'm
for,
just
good for Subaru. You could have one car that doesn't suck. Am I right?
I don't know. I've always had a guilty pleasure for the Turbo Forester.
We've all always called Foresters Impreza Talls as well.
Talls, yeah.
So
yeah.
it's an Impreza Tall. I mean, you're from Western Mass. You get it.
Oh yeah.
They're out there, man. I spent a lot of time in Western Mass. Shout to UMass Amherst and all the boys from the car club. Impreza Talls were a staple of the Valley community.
Those in Birkenstocks, right?
Those in the stocks, baby.
Yeah.
And keeping
Birkenstocks
the,
and hacky sacks.
and the arm hair, underarm hair,
Yeah,
keeping it going,
not from the boys.
cranking it in 2020. I drive cool cars.
I drive cool cars.
He just writes, "What does a Predator come in?"
Whatever it wants, and that's the problem.
I,
That was the.
it was all natural. Truly, like that was just.
I
Chuck
asked what did the
asking
Predator come in, actually wondering
a-
what the Predator V8 came in.
Yeah, like a
and then
legitimate
realized what I
question.
had done.
It was
So,
all
yes.
all down.
I'm still wondering, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Nothing
I'm
anymore.
I'm afraid to look it up
I
on
was gonna
Google
say,
if I'm sure.
didn't really want to Google that one.
Yeah.
Kevin 401.
Kevin 401.
Here we go. Who has the best sandwich from a national or local chain?
Okay, National Jersey Mike's best sandwich.
Is Jersey Mike's national?
Jersey Mike's is semi-national.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, because I've seen Jersey Mike's. Their Italian's great. It's consistent.
I
I'm
like
into
the
Jersey
turkey.
Mike's. The turkey's
The
very good
turkey's
as well.
There you
Turkey's
go.
good, yeah. I don't get Jersey Mike's very often.
You're doing local level. If you're in Rhode Island, you're in Providence, you go to the Sandwich Hut.
Only.
You get a chicken parmesan or an all Italia. Either way,
Again, their turkey's pretty good.
their turkey's solid. But man, come on, you fucked up if you don't get an all Italia.
I get the chicken
parmesan
parm every time.
Yeah, I've never even seen their other sandwich.
The only time
I've not even-
I get a turkey is when like
Family run joint. Seriously, Sandwich Hut in Rhode Island. If you're down
Oh.
here, please go there.
Italian corner deli,
Oh, the Italian Corner Deli in East Providence, right up the street.
right up the street.
Very
Get
tight.
the Brazzato.
Brazzato, that guy Fierro, the guy was there.
Yeah,
He liked it. They got a great Italian.
Guy Fiero?
yeah.
Guy Fierro.
Okay.
It's got a motor in the back. Yeah, we get a lot of good sandwiches. The sandwich, but Sandwich Hut.
Yeah.
I love them. Eating it since I was a little kid.
I'll have to experience some of those someday.
Send young Ben right now.
Yeah, they're open. We might be
He's
able
going to
to
Boston to get his fried chicken, I think, right?
Kevin 401 once
Kevin
again.
401.
Who would win in a potato sack race?
potato sack race. I
Josh.
don't know. Probably Josh.
Are you
I
putting
don't-
somebody in the potato
I
sack
think,
and
yeah.
rolling them down the stairs, or
Potentially. Or just the old
young
school.
Ben's been part of those races
Yeah,
for a long
yeah.
time.
That's what he does at work every day.
Apparently, that's what he's doing sitting at the desk over there. I think he was dead.
14, I know.
That's
One of
just
his
spacing.
14 jobs. Ronan _ H21.
Ronan H21.
What's the best tire name you have come across? He said there is a Lucky Land Happy Gallop on his Passat.
Shouts to the entire nation of Ireland.
I don't know how
Lucky Land
that's-
Happy Gallop cannot be beat.
I don't know how that's very beatable, right?
Yeah.
Ronan, if you can reach out to them and see if we can get sponsored, we'll put a whole drift team on those tires.
Ronan also asks
Ronan.
for Chuck,
Oh, no.
Turbo Viper on highway or E30 M3 on Healy Pass.
Oh, man. I do Healy Pass in the M3.
Yeah.
Turbo Viper on highway sounds fun, but if you've seen the Healy Pass, which apparently is like an hour from Ronan's house,
Oh, man, that's
like
awesome.
you take anything that handles a little bit on that road, and it'd
Yep.
be magic. Or you'd be in a mountain ditch.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
Sixth Stage.
Sixth
asks-
Stage.
Just writes, this is for Corey.
For Corey.
16 valve or ALH.
16 valve.
American League Hockey?
Yeah.
There we go. Never finishing projects.
Never finishing projects.
You have to build / run a food truck. What are you selling out of it?
Grilled cheeses. I've thought about this. Yeah.
Clearly you have. It's right on the tip of your
Yeah.
head.
I've got an entire plan.
I do salt beef bagels. I've talked about this before. Brick Lane in London. there's a place that sells salt beef bagels, right? It's a they just fresh bake fucking bagels all day. It's open 24/7. And they're just making corned beef. And they fucking open the bagel, like cut it like a sandwich open.
Yeah.
Fill with corned beef, slam it with spicy mustard. There you go.
Done.
Charlie's salt beef bagels.
Yeah.
I can't find them anywhere else in the world. Find me one in the States, man. I want one.
There we go. Holy
can make
shit.
one.
Tell Sanders out there, man. Go over there and have one for me. Take a picture, buddy.
Matter of fact, from
There's two. There's an imposter that looks just like the original one. You want the original one. Brick Lane, London. You're welcome.
You hear that, Saunders? For me, I don't know. I do it simple. Cinnamon buns. I made
Joshy Buns.
Josh's buns.
Josh's Buns.
Josh's hot buns.
Come get a
Josh's
taste.
Hot Buns.
Chris Saunders.
Saunders.
Well, actually, it's funny. He writes, "It's been 1 year since the great VW meme war began."
It is.
Shouts.
Lost a lot of good men
Shouts.
that day.
Shouts to everyone we
for the
lost.
best.
Lost a lot of good Mark IIIs.
Continues. K.R. Belch.
K.R. Belch.
What is something you made fun of that you now love, i.e., he writes, Crocs for him, and he blames me? I would say Crocs 100%.
I'd also go Crocs.
I despise those things. And now, if they gave me a billboard, I'd fucking stand up there and do whatever they want.
I used to make fun of hummus all the
Hummus is
time.
pretty tight.
Hummus good.
Let me tell you something. I eat that by the buckets now.
See,
Yeah.
I don't. Do you get in normal hummus or a little bit of the flavored
I make
stuff?
my own. I've
You make
made
your own hummus?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Come on.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. What do you make
my
it out of?
own. Well,
Do you make it out of hummus?
yeah. Well, have you heard of a chickpea?
Indeed.
Okay.
As a female pea?
Yeah. Yeah, but I do also do the flavors as well. Roasted pine nuts good.
Roasted pine nuts great.
Yeah, the garlic's good.
Yeah.
Kalamata olive my favorite.
There's just been.
I just had a black bean hummus. Fuego.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because there's
I love
there's a
black
whole
beans.
section now of like chocolate hummus, and I just don't dare to venture.
It's good,
down
but like
that.
I don't fuck with that.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, mayo on burgers. I used to rip my wife apart for
Mayo
that.
on burgers.
And then she snuck it on my burger. And now I'm in.
Mayo on
That's a
burgers
grounds for
good.
divorce.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Mayo on burgers good though.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
I'd
I
always
mean, I
make fun
give
of
it a go, but like
Nah,
There's have you? Ever
I
had the-
like
it'll fuck you up.
I like mayo on like a hot chicken sandwich or something like that.
That's also good.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the special sauce?
Mayo generally.
Did you make the sauce in high school?
Special sauce
Yeah.
with mayo and ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. You put a little ketchup, a little bit of mayo on your
Yeah.
burger.
Nah, ketchup, I'll throw
You
it in the
get that-
trash.
Oh, I
There's
love
just
ketchup.
on anything that's going in the
Oh, I
garbage.
love ketchup.
So you're not a
Ketchup
ketchup.
sucks. Y'all suck for liking it.
Not,
Yeah.
not a ketchup.
I love ketchup.
Not a ketchup guy. Noted.
Yeah.
Noted. Fred Wolf.
Fred Wolf. Love tomatoes, though. I don't make sense.
See,
Well, ketchup's just like pure sugar. So
yeah,
it's like
just sugar.
Ketchup's
it's like the
fucking
candy
gross,
condiment.
dude.
Maybe there's
Ugh.
something that's been giving me heartburn lately. Maybe it's
It's
ketchup.
100%.
Tell him to cut
is.
that
Probably
ketchup out.
ketchup.
Oh, I didn't tell young Ben not to give me hot sauce. Fucking
should.
guy's
If
He
messed it up.
doesn't
He
know.
should- yeah.
He's fucked it up. Last time he fucked everything up. Remember?
Every
Yeah.
time mine's
They-
fucked up. I just eat it.
They
Yeah.
number the goddamn pockets, and he doesn't know why they number them.
Yeah.
And then he pretends he knows why and just gives us all random numbers, and we all get the wrong fucking pocket every time.
Right. Yeah.
It was unbelievable last
it was
time. We had
goddamn
guests,
disaster.
made us look like goddamn fools.
If they weren't here, I would have slapped him across the face.
Slapped
with
him
my
right
shawarma.
in the goddamn
And
mouth.
please follow up info at revival moding for
Yeah, we're looking for interns.
intern
Yes.
positions.
Yeah, somebody's got to do something. Fred Wolf just writes, not a question, but thanks for the company while I knock out these Toyota fuel pump recalls.
You're doing God's work, Fred Wolf.
Shouts,
Thanks,
man.
buddy.
Rack them up.
Rack up them hours, boy.
I'd say that's good money.
Yeah.
I feel his pain. I did those Tacoma frames.
Oh, did
Oh,
you do
man.
that?
Oh, yeah. That
Oh,
was
man.
great.
That's a
Trial
Tacoma
by
frame.
fire.
Yeah, they
Wow.
were like 42 hours a piece. Bang out 2 of those in a week. Flat rate was great back
Oh,
then.
God
Wow.
damn.
Yeah.
You just got really proficient at it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Once you do 1 or 2, it's
Yeah.
Arch Slave 84.
Our Slave 84.
E36 M3 with an SR20 DET or a 240 with an S50.
240 with an S50.
Yeah, 240 S50.
You can't lose a cylinder. 2
I
cylinders.
know, it's so... It is
Yeah,
sad.
plus you can throw a turbo on the S50.
Well,
Plus,
I'm
if
just
it's
going based off
what
of
if
what
it's
he
a
said.
Euro S50?
Oh, my word.
Jesus.
Yeah, S50 if that's the case. That's not even a... If it's the Euro one, it's not even a question.
Yeah. Why don't we put an SR and an E36? Would be terrible.
That's
what E30s are for. If anyone wants one, I go in for sale. E30 SR 20 DET blacktop.
Yeah, you have it.
It's just waiting to go away. I gotta
Young
get
Ben
rid of
wanted it, but he doesn't have money, even though he
Young
works
Ben
4
doesn't
jobs.
have money, even though he works 4 jobs.
Not Jack Black.
I'm going cheap.
Just
Holla.
writes
Not Jack Block.
FMK,
FMK.
Wawa Sheets Royal Farms. And he says, I also live in Maryland, so this is what I deal with.
I'd kill Royal Farms
Kill him.
because I've been to Royal Farms. I've never been to Sheets, so I'll marry it.
Yep.
And I'll fuck Wawa.
Same. Mail order bride on the sheets.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry Wawa. I'm going to
Yeah.
marry that
She's
tea.
a dirty girl. I'm just trying to have a good time.
Exactly. In and out.
Marry that tea.
Yeah.
That's the
Let me get
one.
that tea.
The gift that keeps on giving. Tyler say what?
Tyler say what?
Can we get a Chuck Who driving music playlist?
Oh my God. I'll tell you
What
what.
have you been listening to lately?
Listen, I got this track that I was listening, like screaming, driving the last time I went to a track day. Oh my God. Obviously, I've been into the Only for Dolphins record that your boy just put out. However, and that's Bam Bam Baklava.
Yep.
AKA Action Bronson. Gypsy Woman, She's Homeless. The Basement Boy Stripped to the Bone mix by Crystal Waters.
That's the one.
Just, you're welcome. Gypsy Woman, She's Homeless.
Yeah.
By Crystal Waters. The Basement Boy Stripped to the Bone mix. You don't even need any other songs. Just put that on repeat.
And that's it.
Oh my God, it's so fucking good. If you see me driving down the highway singing, I'm singing that.
That's the one. Let's see. Dirty Mark 2.
Dirty Mark 2.
Just writes crunchy or hard shell tacos.
Crunchy.
Wouldn't that be the same thing?
I'm pretty sure they're the same. but I'm
Same
gonna
thing.
say
I'm going to go with
Maybe he
crunchy.
meant soft shell.
That's exactly what he meant.
I'm crunchy, yeah.
In which case, yeah, if I don't have to clean up the mess, I'm going crunchy.
Yeah, you're a messy eater, so
Yeah, dude.
yeah. If we're eating my house, he's going soft taco.
Or with a bib or a trough
Yeah.
underneath. Let's see, couple more. Holy crap. I'm losing it here.
Let's go.
Ricky's 1121.
Ricky's 1121.
Oh, geez. In the UK, the golf,
Yep.
as good as it is, has become boring, in my opinion. What car do you guys have that, even if it's really good, is just a bit too normal to you? Oh, a Camry.
The GTI has become such a normal thing to see. It's not like I remember like before, like seeing a GTI Mark IV
Yeah.
was like, oh wow, it's not a
It's a
golf.
GTI.
It's not. It's a GTI.
Right.
But
Right, that's
now,
a better one.
whenever
That's a
you
way better
see
one. Right.
that generation,
Yeah.
Volkswagen, it is a GTI.
Yeah. Very, very, very good point. There are no more. just
Very,
golfs.
very few.
Yeah.
But I mean, the camera's also good. Like it just blends in. You don't even
It's
see
just
it
there.
anymore.
Right.
Boys, Raptors don't do it for me like they used to.
They still do.
They
Oh, my
did something
God.
for you originally.
Oh, absolutely. And now,
Yeah.
now that every F-150 looks like a Raptor, I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay, there's
no.
another one.
No,
Yeah.
you know what ruined exotics for me? C8s.
The Corvette.
C8,
Yes.
yeah.
You know how unfortunate it is when you're driving down the street and you're like, is that a fucking Ferrari? Oh, no, it's just a $50,000 Chevy.
No, you're
It's
absolutely
terrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it does look like each
it
one I've
looks
seen on the road. I'm like,
badass.
holy shit.
Yeah,
And then,
no.
right.
it,
Did
oh,
I
wow,
get
it's a
ripped off on my
Corvette.
Ferrari?
It's such a kick in the balls.
Yeah, it really is. Thanks, Chevy.
Let's see.
Is that still anus?
No.
All right, whatever.
FF Metalworks just
FF
writes.
Metalworks.
Just writes. How do magnets work, Josh? Because he and I were having a magnet conversation.
Fucking magic.
Amazing, just magic. TD's writes.
TD's.
What's the best part of eating?
That first bite.
Yeah, man.
nothing beats that first bite.
Oh, shit.
Or the perfect bite. Like when you're eating a burger and you kind of get that center bite. Of
Nah,
that
center of
perfect-
the cinnamon roll.
Oh, center of the cinnamon
Well, I was
roll.
going to say it's that bite that is the mix of all the ingredients.
Yeah, cinnamon
i.e.
roll, frosting,
But
like
center
if
of the
it's-
burger.
or if it's a burger, right? You get the prime,
some hair from the person that gave it to you.
Yeah, you get that prime red meat, and then if it is mayo and ketchup or whatever the other condiments you choose,
Oh, man,
like
prime
that,
rib.
that good prime rib.
We're just getting to it. No, late November, they're
Close.
doing it. Membership meeting. Finger
That
tight. You're not invited.
that special bite. That's the one. That special bite.
I don't know if you can
Let's
tell, but we really like food here.
Yeah, we
No.
kind of get off on a tangent.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
We've been accused.
No poke, no love.
No poke, no love.
Just writes any plans on having Tobias and John back on the podcast. Actually,
the police union won't let us have Toby back on.
very strict rules here.
Well, unfortunately, we loved him.
Just wait till January.
I'd love to have Toby
We
back on.
got some good stuff.
Great news for you.
In January.
You
Oh, I
downstairs?
have questions about that actually.
Yeah. We're working and jerking, if you will.
Wait, what?
Oh, we are.
We're working on jerking, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've been jerking the whole time.
Tech 2.
Tech 2.
How far would you drive for a part you needed before saying F it, ship it?
I've driven 4 hours for one Mark 1 door mirror.
Yeah, I've gone 3 hours and been like, wow, this was a bad idea.
Yeah.
And then the part didn't fit when I got home. 6 hours later. Note to all you guys out there, E30 M3s cannot use normal E30 engine mounts.
Oh, that's amazing.
I got a travel story for you guys.
Oh, let's hear
Let's
it.
do it.
I had this kid hit me up from Buffalo, New York. So that's a fucking hike to
Yeah.
get down to me.
Oh, wait till you
And-
learn about Corey's secret, but okay.
I had an Impala that I was parting out, and he wanted the front doors because his had rust on the bottom. No problem,
Yeah.
So I told him $250, come get the doors. So I'm expecting him to come down with a pickup truck like a normal human, right? Kid shows up in his Impala, and I'm like, dude, are you coming back for the doors? Are you shipping them? Like what?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm gonna put them in my Impala. You're not fucking putting a car door in your Impala. What do you mean?
Yeah, the door's on the outside
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah.
The door goes on the outside.
These two kids, they spent like an hour and a half trying to fudge them into the trunk, trying to get them in the back. They got like the seats folded. I'm like, it's not going to fit. I promise you. This is
Yeah.
like square peg, round hole scenario.
Yeah.
It's not going to go in. So they ended up borrowing my tools. They changed the doors right there in the parking lot and left their two fucking rotted ones and drove back to Buffalo. So, yeah.
That's perfect. I
Oh,
like
So
that.
that's pretty
God.
far.
My favorite distance trick is the trick Corey taught me years ago. Do you want to explain it or should we keep it a secret?
Absolutely. When you're going to meet up with someone, this is good on Craigslist when you couldn't do like Facebook when they see people where you're from.
Yeah.
That you'd always be the first one to ask where they'd be coming from.
Mhm.
So what you do is you pick the middle from where you are and where they are, and now that is where you're from.
Oh, perfect.
So you
yeah.
tell them, "Oh, I'll meet you in the middle. I'll meet you at B because I'm coming from A." They don't know you're coming from A. They think you're coming from B, and there you are. You're already there.
Yeah, so you basically,
Brilliant.
you take your house and find out if they're 40 miles away, what's 40 miles the other direction? Or then from there, I'll meet you. And you just meet at a parking lot down the street from your house. I've
Yeah.
done it multiple times. It's fucking unbelievable. I've done it. So, hopefully nobody that listens to the podcast has done this too.
The fucking
But people
guy.
be like, yeah, no, I'm in.
Wait, I sold Chuck a $50 part and drove 6 hours.
I'm actually. I live in North Kingston. You know, it's
Yeah, like I'm in Stamford. Oh man, yeah, I'm in Bangor. How about I meet you in Pawtucket, Rhode Island? That looks to be about middle, right off the highway. Yeah, they
Yeah,
show up,
man.
you walk over in your slippers.
Yeah. It's been a long day for both of us, but I'm glad we could get this deal done. JH_creative.
JH Creative.
He just writes, when are you guys going to have all your wives on for an episode to hear the inside scoop?
So here's the deal. My wife has been bothering me about this forever, and I just don't know how many of you would actually. I mean, it would be really funny, but I also think it could be an episode where everybody's like, yeah, we're just not fucking listening to these assholes anymore. So,
We'll put out the vote if you want to hear that.
yeah, let us know.
let us
'cause
know.
They're all totally down to do it.
Yeah.
And we could write them shitty scripts so I could be like, make fun of Subaru. It'd be funny if we kind of scripted them a little bit to act like us, but at the same time, it could result in just nobody listening to us ever again.
We could probably.
Or we could put it at the end of an episode. That'd be
We
a
could
cool thing to
figure
do.
something out.
Put a secret podcast at the end of an
We
episode.
could do something. We haven't done that before.
Nope.
Let's see. Last one. BJ McCradle.
BJ My Cradle.
My MC Cradle. BJ MC Cardle.
BJ MC Cardle.
We'll do that. We'll do
Yeah,
that.
sure.
This, we may or may not answer this. What is the dumbest thing you've ever done in a car?
dumbest thing I've ever done in a car.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why we're not going to discuss that.
I'm trying to think of.
I'm trying to think of what the reason is you're not going to discuss that. Is it still under? I don't want to know.
Still pending litigation.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Italian lawyers. What's the dumbest thing I've ever done in the car? I mean, I've definitely gotten some accidents, but they weren't that dumb. They were just stupid.
Yeah, I can't. There's nothing that's standing out directly.
Have you seen my fireworks video?
Strong.
The fact that you're starting out with that, you should tell us something. What is?
800 wheel horsepower burnout up a hill.
Yep.
With a shopping cart that I cut up and attached to my rear bumper, loaded with fireworks, going off while I do the burnout.
Okay.
Wow. Problem is the burnouts, they stop relatively quickly. Fireworks keep going for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm on a regular fucking street coming into a neighborhood and these things are still going off. The video's priceless.
So,
That's awesome.
needless to say,
yeah, that was a good one.
that cop man knew who you were beforehand.
Possibly.
No, I can't think of anything. Probably driving that 3-wheel ruckus today. I thought I was going to die.
I honestly,
2 wheels, I totally get how motorcycles turn. 3 wheels, I don't think anybody knows.
yeah, I like definitely car wise. There's nothing that sticks out. Motorcycle stuff, horrifically stupid. Like
Yeah.
2 things.
Horrific.
Two
things.
things.
Epically stupid.
Yeah. Like one that resulted in a crash that was just not good. Obviously I'm still here, but
Are you?
maybe this reality anyway. And then another one where I was just going way too fast, and I just will not do that ever again. So, but car wise, I can't think of something.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah, I can't think of. I mean, not like.
I mean, to be honest, you know that giant storm that just came through here?
Yeah.
The guys I was riding with earlier, Kyle and the boys, were in downtown Providence when that came through on ruckuses.
Oh Jesus.
So he just got back here like half an hour ago, absolutely soaked, and went home.
Yeah, they're a little damp.
He was like, there were trees down, signs down. It looked like Twister driving back.
Yeah.
Was there a cow going by?
I mean, Kyle says it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do
Yeah,
we think young Ben's gonna make it back?
No, the power's out. They're definitely. I'll tell him once he gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you gotten the notification?
Gets there.
I don't think so. No, I don't see it.
Dude,
Okay.
fireworks video is perfect.
We can.
Yeah, those fucking guys are going off a little slow. And here comes the neighborhood.
I'm sure that'd be a good video to post, Josh, as to
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
who was on the podcast this week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
Yeah, I'd
fireworks
love to
video?
post that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Fireworks
great.
video.
Matter of fact, yeah, we'll use stories and repost it. I think that's it for us. I
Yeah.
think we
Any
did it.
shout outs to
Yeah,
anybody?
any
Any
shout-outs?
thanks to anybody?
Closing thoughts?
Oh, no, I don't like anybody.
Yeah.
Perfect.
One
Fair
man band.
enough. Yeah.
I made it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you, man. We're happy for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see
coming
what
on,
else you
man.
do.
Yeah, no, it's cool. That the Turbo Kit stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, people start to latch on and
See
you
more
guys do some cool
swaps.
stuff. Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
the front wheel
see 'em
drive
some
challenge
Volkswagens.
stuff next year. I'm hoping that really kicks off.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
tracks are back to normal. 'Cause,
Right,
you
and
know,
things are right.
exactly.
Yeah, if they hit normal again to some capacity.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for us this week. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We will be back next week with another special guest. It's going to be another cool episode, so stick around for that. We have a bunch of guests lining up.
Wait, it's going to be a cool episode?
Real. I wouldn't say that.
All right.
Yeah, good thought to stretch.
I don't want to pat myself on the back by any means. We'll say some shit and maybe people will listen.
Yeah, it's a party.
But we will be back next week. Thank you very much. Hit up the pre-order if you want to snag one of our new shirts. Magazine update. It's physically at print, so I will have those maybe even by next week. Maybe not next Wednesday, but in the latter part of the week. So those will all be shipping once we get those. And then, like I said, we're going to have a bit of a release day here at the old warehouse. And then whatever's left for stock after that, we will put on the website. So
Yeah.
that's all coming soon. Probably. Oh, here's a quick synopsis, if you will. Gonna probably do a hoodie soon. We're getting prepped for calendars, and then on to issue number 7. So that's
Issue
where
number
we're
7
at.
be coming together rapidly.
It's not done by any means, but like we have, I don't know, 3 or 4 things shot already, which
Yeah.
is huge.
3 or 4
Huge.
things more than we did for 6.
Exactly. Well, also, thankfully, the world is ending, but we know it this time.
Yeah.
So, we're at least running with it. So that is going to be it for us. Brandon, thank you very much for coming to hang
Thank you,
out.
man.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate your time.
listening.
Thanks, everybody. Again,
Hope to see you guys
we will
soon.
see
Big
y'all
donut.
next week.
Big donut.